clicked away, didn't see it drop to 0. Starting now! Welcome back to Fate's End, a Dungeons & Dragons homebrew game driven by Fate. Homebrew. It's a homebrew game. I will be your tale weaver for the evening. Let's go ahead and get into our announcements. First of all, we want to shout out Tabletop Audio at tabletopaudio.com for the ambience that we use in our shows from time to time. We also want to shout out Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods that this realm has to offer. You can visit ninerealmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off your purchase. Bomb. Oh, thank you, McBluff, for the cheer. I just saw that as I switched screens. Thank you, McBluff, for the cheer of 1,000 bits. Mac with the bits. All right, thank you so much. I got distracted there, but it's fine. Look, boom, back to Dawn's Rise. Here we are. Glad to have you in chat, Mac. Glad to have you in chat, Louie, as well. I saw Game Player 3009 in chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Friendship Magic Games!
And Friendship Magic Games in chat.
I love them because they found us through a raid. I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Well, hello, Friendship Magic Games. Welcome as well. Hey. Someone called them McBiddies once, and I'm in love with that. Awesome. All right. Shout out to Sirenscape for their ambient sounds, music, and their online player that we use on stream. We also use their sounds from time to time as well. You can follow us on social media by using Command Socials to check out Ink and Lyre on all of our social channels. Or if you want to follow the cast here, you can use FateCast, and you can follow the entire cast of Fate's End. Did you miss our Kickstarter? Well, the pre-order store is now live. You can head on over to our pre-order shop and grab Stargazer's Guide to Aurora and any of the awesome items from our Kickstarter campaign right now with command pre-order. Daniel will put that in chat for us. Also, we are lucky enough to gain access to Twitch's beta for follower emotes, which is very exciting. These are emotes that are accessible to everyone who just simply follows our channel. So that's right, you get access to exclusive emotes just for following us now. Right now, we have moved the Natural 1 and Natural 20 emote. They have been moved from the follower emotes, and if you'll see, if you're subscribing, we've added a Bless and Curse emote that have been added for our subscribers, for those who participate in our Iron Valor show. So you can now spam emote in chat anytime there's a Bless or Curse for Iron Valor. But stay tuned because more follower emotes will be added as well. So very exciting. Speaking of Iron Valor, Witchlight is coming. Deanna, beautiful Deanna, is going to be DMing that. And the trailer will be dropping soon. So follow us on social media, jump in our Discord if you haven't already, because it's going to be dropping very soon.
Annie and Raina are also in that. They're all so beautiful, and I'm going to be destroying their lives. So come witness. It'll be great.
We didn't hear that part in the chat. What?
No, I didn't say no. Destroy. I meant enriching your life with joy and adventurous experiences. Yeah, love you, Raina.
Cool. Nobody will die on my watch. Okay. I got you.
It's true. As long as Christian doesn't miss, he's pretty resilient when it comes to dropping blesses and lucks and all that.
I will save you.
But so is Louie and Matt. All right. Tonight, Finn and I will be recapping the last episode of Fate's End. And Louie, if you haven't watched the last episode, get ready for some major spoilers. The last episode was amazing. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It is just more lore dump and spoilers and all that good stuff. But outside of that, with that being said, the time has come. Let's draw our cards for tonight's episode of Fate's End. Let's get into it, guys.
Come on in. It's pretty late, but I'm sure there's room in this mansion for one more. Esperice's house is amazing, isn't it? It's ginormous and smells nice and even has a breakfast room that serves paper pancakes with all the syrup you could ever ask for. We're staying here while we take care of business in Dawn's Rise. Everyone feels kind of distracted, me included, and I've noticed Luden sneaking out a lot more lately. To the stable. Seems like he's growing a lot closer to Snonk these days.
Okay. Speak with animals. my one for the day, and I'll be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
Berryman, Snog, sit, Snog, wait, Berryman.
All right, here you go.
Snog, I think, may not come back.
I promised I'd come back, buddy.
Well, Snog is just here, Snog. And Snog is usually not just Snog. Snog is with berries and tall one and smells and Volpas and Berryman.
Oh, do you want to come be with us, buddy?
Yes, Snog wants to be with you.
At breakfast, Samson asked me an unexpected question. He asked if I trusted Levi. It took me a moment to respond because, well, a lot has happened. I had to stop and ask myself the same despite what I heard from Ludin. Did I trust Levi after the story about his family? Yes, I still had questions I wanted answers to, but my trust hadn't faltered yet. I ducked back into my room to write a letter to Cyprian before we left for the day, and Ludin slipped off acting all mysterious as usual. We were off to visit the Temple of Remblace. For a god who takes pride in passivity, his followers sure do build some breathtaking temples.
Dawn's Respite is built within a valley. So from a distance, when you're approaching it, you can see sort of these, the architecture of the roof and these four like kind of turreted towers that come up over the lip are the same kind of like organic Art Nouveau irregular shapes that kind of a House of Arete was like. It's built out of this sort of opalescent, like mother of pearl kind of material that gleams under the light, and there's like thin slivers of something gold colored that goes among it. It shines slightly under the light.
There's lots to do in the Temple of Remblace, including swimming, bathing, splashing, lots of water. Relaxation seems to be the primary goal in this place of respite. I imagine that's what Esperise went to do in the prayer room, meditate and relax.
I will not insult the true believers by raising my voice in the traditional prayers. We both know that I am not one of them. You know me. And I do not question you. I do not doubt you. Neither do I doubt air or water or rain and the ending of things. But I still, ungrateful and unfit as I am still your servant. And I am afraid. There is a path that you have set before me. And I do not wish to know the end of the path. I understand that it is not for me to know. But I am afraid, as I say, that I have stepped off the path somewhere, missed a marker, or gotten lost in the woods. I don't know.
Afterwards, Ludin and Prey headed off to the library. Ludin seemed pretty upset that me and Samson splashed his new clothes, but it was just for fun. It's not like we meant to get him soaking wet. Plus, that's what you do at the temple. We followed Esperise to her mother's house, a lovely, peaceful place, and she looked right at home there. That night, I finally decided to do it. Contact Levi, that is. I wasn't sure if I'd ever be ready, but I needed to know his side. Turns out, I wasn't ready for what he had in store for me.
I would never lie to you, Finn. Everything I have done for you. Everything I have done to help you. To help every soul that walks the material plane. Feywild and beyond. Finally, I have persuaded other masters of the weave for you. For the world. If I had not persuaded Savion, she would not have given me insight into what is to come. If I had not pretended to be Remblace, Esperis would have stayed in Dawn's Rise. Remblace, who does nothing. They just sit idly by as they've done for thousands of years. I brought Esperis to you so that she may help you, and yes, I brought Ludin to you as well. Samson was banished because I made it so. Prayer's garden, her home, the roots withered at my command so that her family would send her out for help. So that they all would exactly be where they needed to be at the right moment. And if I didn't trust you, I would not tell you. But I do, my dear Finlay.
The following morning was going to be hard. Throw on a smile, keep close to Cassius, and try not to let the rest of the party know what I had planned for our hero later on that day. The ceremony, at least, was a beautiful occasion.
And the doors open and the cherry blossoms from the spring side trickles down like snow. And you all walk along a long hallway down to a large chamber. The walls are beautifully carved, and the ceiling of the chamber leads all the way up to the open sky above. The scenes of winter, spring, and fall, and summer just continue around the chamber in the center of this room. You see a patch of lush green grass and a moderately sized red currant thicket in the center of the room. And you watch as the thicket blooms a cluster of beautiful red flowers, and the flowers give way to clusters of red currant berries, and the berries shrivel and waste away in the leaves gray, falling to the grass below until the thicket is nothing but a dead, blackened bramble. And the cycle repeats as the branches are flooded with color once more. Over and over, a never-ending cycle.
And there he was, the same hero starring in the old stories I grew up with. Cassius, the legendary champion of Lady Vera. I felt a lot of confusing emotions right then looking at him. Happy that he was happy, but also sadness, guilt, determination. When I went to hug him, there was something off about him. Something that wasn't there before. I could feel it in my gut. I knew then he wasn't the same kind-hearted Cassius that had come all this way with us. I had to act fast. I had to get him away from the group, bring him to a crowded spot in the market, set up the scene, get drinks, take a breath, and sit beside him. Break into the deep, dark recesses of his mind.
Finn will take a deep breath, walk back over to Cassius, offer him the drink, and take his hand. He's going to lean his shoulder against Cassius's. He's going to stare forward because he's kind of... He kind of has an inkling people might be around now that Ludin's made his presence known. And he's going to take his magic and creep it up from his hand to Cassius's, up his arm, up through his shoulders, up his neck, and slip into his head, into his mind. And he is going to open the door to access those fresh memories he just got from the temple.
If somehow my hand had slipped, if somehow I fumbled in modifying Cassius's memories, you might be wondering, what would I have done if I failed? Well, if I'm to be honest with you, I didn't think that far. Relying on what-ifs is dangerous, you see. It encourages me to hesitate, to think twice about what I know needs to be done, no matter what might happen to me afterwards. In that moment, I placed all of my faith in Levi when I made my move against Cassius, against Lady Vera. Now, it's about time I put all that faith in my friends.
All right. Let's jump back in. So, we jump back in as you sit back up, Finlay. Cassie is blinking a bit confused for a moment, his memories changing, molding to your whim like wet clay until the spell is complete. The words, "Well done," ringing out in your ears as well as the rest of you all. Cassius shifts in his seat and kind of furrows his brow for a moment. I must have been more tired than I realized. Getting one's memories back. Didn't imagine it would be this exhausting. Perhaps we should return to the others. To Retes. I'd like to rest, and it looks like it might rain. And he looks up, and clouds begin rolling in, and a small sprinkle of rain begin to kiss his cheek and yours.
Right. They're probably waiting for us back there. And Finn kind of glances over his shoulder, because he kind of has a feeling that's not the case, but...
Esperise is gonna kick another tile off the roof when Finn looks over, just as sort of, yeah.
Oh, all right. You ready?
Yeah, I think I am. He kind of just rubs his temples and his head as he kind of looks at you.
And Finn will take his hand and start back towards the street where they came from, towards Arete's house. Listening around him, trying to figure out if they're being followed back.
Ludin's gonna go get Snonk and cast Goodberry and not be invisible anymore, and probably just feed him.
Esperise is going to land by Ludin's side. All right, we need to go to Barbucks. We've been at Barbucks, which is why we are not at Retes. We're picking something up, okay?
Fine.
Okay. I'm going to start working my way through the crowd with my magic eyes, trying to find Samson or Praeria. Not looking like I'm looking for people, but just moving through with Ludin.
I imagine Praeria would meet back up with the group.
Hey.
Very awkwardly, being invisible and all.
The clouds kind of get darker as the thunder just kind of cracks out, and Finn, you feel uneasy. As if somewhere you know that she knows.
I know. She's always known. That's the issue. Okay. He will start picking up his pace. Come on. I don't want to be caught in the rain.
I'm going to go rob a churro stand as a bird. And then...
With my magic eyes, I see a floating big old Samson grab a churro out of the tray.
So, I mean, I'm a bird, right? So I go over to the stand, I grab a box of churros, I try to fly off with them, and then when I get around the corner, I turn back to a person and head back to the place where we were.
Make a sleight of hand check as a bird.
Great.
At a feather check.
Great.
I might be hit by a
Birds.
broom.
Birds don't have
No.
birds don't have hands. I rolled a
They
4.
have talons.
Yeah,
They have talons and Alula feathers.
You swoop down and attempt to grab a churro because there are churros in this world now.
It's canon.
And instead, you kind of like you lose with the wind, just kind of like the updraft. It kind of like swoops you up, and you kind of like get caught in the branches, and you just kind of fly up and twisting and turning as you're like, "Caw, caw!" And you're unable to grab a churro.
I transform back into a person, then I just go buy churros instead.
Okay.
This is awful.
10 silver.
So we're
I
gold.
pay him 30 gold. No.
Oh my god. Taking a lesson from Finn.
It's like, follow me. You're walking around with me today. You're gonna cook me churros for the rest of the day.
So, Samson, are you joining the rest of us?
Yeah, with churros. I brought churros back.
Thank you
So I
so
went to go
much
get
for that.
churros, as an excuse. I came back to the place.
We're going to grab some barbox, so it seems like we were going as a group. We'll just grab some drinks. We'll grab for Cassius and Finalai as well. And then, as Breeze is kind of walking backwards, kind of the way she does when she tour guides you guys through a new city. And then we're going to go back and we're going to have a conversation. We're going to assume good faith from all members of our party here. And we're going to have a conversation, okay? Can
Okay,
I roll an insight check on Luden Praeria right now? They are not answering me.
You want to roll an inside check on Luden and Praeria? This would be
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Said nothing.
sure.
I said, are we all down with this? And both of you looked at me like,
Because I think I'm back wherever we were with churros, and they're all at Barbucks, right?
we're making our way out of the courtyard right now, so you can catch
Okay.
up to us if you like.
Oh, I'm going back where we were. Wherever we were before, I'm going there with churros.
We're just leaving that area. You would see us. We're
Oh.
not out of there yet. So if you want to join us, you can.
Go ahead and roll your whatever
Also,
check.
can you make Priori not invisible anymore?
Okay, I drop invisibility. Now that I say they're visible, I'll just go over there.
Praeria pokes you incessantly.
I'm
I'll go over. Yeah,
I cannot
yeah.
be seen.
Oh, I drop it. Okay, you're fine. Let's go. Yeah, Barbucks.
Oh my god. I only got a 14, so I just get vibes. I'm feeling like I'm getting a vibe off of Luden right now that he's very angry but keeping it together. Do I get anything off of Prey, or is she just going, oh, churros?
She is highly uneasy.
Yeah, do we just leave them for now, or are they coming back this way now, or what's up?
They are going to, at least from what I overheard from my position on the roof, they're heading back to Aretes. So we have a reason to not be there when they get there. And when we arrive, Cassius is tired, he will be taking a nap, and then we will have a nice calm conversation with Finalai.
Does anybody know what happened just now?
Well, that is why we are having the conversation, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Oh, that's-
follow him. I turn to a bird. I go follow Cassius.
You
Cassius
take
and
off.
Finn. I just go follow him to make sure Finn doesn't die, because I'm not sure what's going on, and Cassius is still weird.
You leave the churros with Prey.
I'll leave the churros to pray.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Just
god,
look at
Louis'
this box of
comment.
churros.
You take off and you tail Finn and Cassius as they begin making their way back to the house of Arete. And Cassius is fairly quiet.
I mobile order our Barbucks thing so we can move through really quickly, and they have it ready at the end of the counter, so we have an excuse. Sorry. go ahead.
Sure.
I'm done.
It's brought out to you curbside, I guess. Horse side or whatever. And you all eventually make your way back to Aretes. Finalai, when you first arrive, because your friends will not arrive until a little bit later, Cassius just kind of like nods to you, and he will make his way up to his room to rest.
Have a good night or day. Wait, what time is it?
Like 9 a.m., isn't it?
No, it's probably 5.
Oh, okay, so it took a while. All right. Have a good night. Just let us know if you need anything.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you, Finn. I did want to let you know. I do know some things about the 7. Perhaps with my memories just coming back now. Maybe they don't come back all at once. But I would like to share it with you and your friends. Tomorrow, of course.
Of course. Thank you. Anything will help.
Yes, or perhaps tonight after I get some rest.
We'll let you be for now.
And he just kind of takes a deep breath and just kind of like, he yawns a little bit, and he will make his way up the stairs, and some servants kind of see that he's tired, he's showing like signs of like lethargy, and they, just knowing what to do, they just follow him, and, bringing various, things to keep for comfort, clean sheets, and just follow him up to his room to assist him.
And as soon as Cassius disappears up the stairs, Finn is going to watch him, make sure he's gone, then turn around and sink down onto the bottom step. It's just like, oh my gosh, like everything is hitting him now that he has a moment to
For
himself.
comedic effect, I'm going to say that as soon as you sit down and get comfortable, that's when at least 3 figures enter the room. Esperis, who's got this face, the really tense Stepford wife face, and then Ludin and Praeria on either side, who look somewhat different, I would assume.
Yeah, Finn's like this, so he's not even looking up.
I know I followed Finn and Cassius back quicker, so I think Samson, still bird, just like sitting on Finn's shoulder, I think, would have flown over there at some point. Like,
A bird
Finn
lands
doesn't
on your
want to talk
shoulder,
about
Finn.
something, but he just pops a perch.
Samson? Ow.
I just sit there, yell at Finn via bird firm.
Oh, great.
How is Cassius?
Tired? He's tired.
Ludin's gonna head back to the Vardo and put on his armor.
You all followed me, didn't you?
Right, Ludin, do you want us to wait a minute before we have the conversation if you want to get changed?
Talk if you want to talk.
Okay, thank you. Well, we believed you might be murdered, so...
Why would you think that? Cassius wouldn't murder me. At
It was
least
strange when you came back.
you noticed that too.
Why?
I didn't. I mostly noticed that you were nervous. Finale.
I was nervous because he was feeling off, I guess, and also because I kind of had ideas of what I was going to do afterwards. Are we waiting for Ludin? What are we...
I'm a
You said
unbird.
not to.
Yeah, I think he'll be. It could take him no more than like 10 minutes. He'll be back any second. I imagine.
We want refreshments, tea sandwiches. We can sit at the table and have this conversation if it'll be more comfortable.
Is your dad
Lemonade?
home?
Probably, but it is still during the day, so he might be still in meetings. Is this a conversation that my father should be present for? Or, no, he's not my arete.
Right, sorry. Arete. I would rather it be between all of us. if we're going to have this conversation, which I know we are because, well, yeah, we need to.
Hey, yeah. Oh, quick question. I know we're waiting on Luden to get back, but when Cassius's memories were restored, he kind of came out looking like he was gonna murder all of us and everything in the room. That was kind of the vibe I was getting from him. Should we be worried about him now? I know we were worried about you before, but ought we be concerned? Should we call Arete's gods or something? Like,
No.
honestly, Finn.
No, I think Cassius is fine now. I sort of fixed the situation in a way he doesn't know about. So we can't tell him.
This sounds to me like something that Luden should hear.
Yeah, let's go to the study. Yeah, like a library or something, somewhere with
Yes.
the reclining chairs.
Yes,
You know.
if you take out of this room, if you take down the hallway a left, and then it's the final door on the right, I'm going to go get Luden. And then if you're in this room, I will meet you there. That's the kind of study area.
Yeah. Let's go do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna help Finn up from his seat.
Thanks. Finn kind of avoids everyone's eyes as he heads down the hall to the study.
Ferraria follows behind, just watching.
You all enter this beautiful study family library that is housed the family of Arete. 2 stories with, metal staircases that twist and turn all the way down and spiral to the first floor and up to the second floor. There are beautiful mahogany ladders that slide along the bookshelves, and there are a variety of glass, like crystal glassware decanters with different liquids, of course, within it, various liqueurs and fine bourbons. Just kind of like a collection, which you, Esperis, would know this would be Arete's private collection of different alcohols, various ages, just in different beautifully colored crystal bottles along the desk, his desk. As you all enter.
It appears as though Arete has some house liquors on the wall for us to Samson, so he grabs one and pours himself a glass, as one does.
Of course he does. Of course Samson would do that, knowing that belonged to someone else.
They look like they're available for everyone. I mean, that's what you keep your guests' liquor in, yeah?
Normally, Finn, I think, would be very starry-eyed and excited walking into a library so large and expansive, but he definitely finds the nearest chair and kind of sinks down into it, brings his knees up into it, and hugs them to his chest.
Go ahead.
I whisper to Frey, or not to Frey, to Prey, as I pour Prayaria a glass of whiskey as well. Well, I think Finn's broken. We should. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Neither do I. Just continuing to watch Finn. She has never seen him like this, and given everything that's just happened, she is deeply unsettled by everything that's happening and not sure how to proceed. She will take the whiskey though.
Esperis is out. I presume the Vardo is where Luden is changing. Just knocks at the door.
Put on his stuff. Hey.
Are you in? Yeah?
Yeah.
Just gonna look at him, top of his head to his feet, in armor.
Yep, grabbing the archbane, putting on his belt and the short sword.
Okay. So, I want you to keep in mind something that we've talked about many times. What do you want? And what do you think your actions will accomplish? Okay. Finlay has some things he would like to share with us. We are going to have a conversation in the study. Are you ready?
Yeah. Let's go. Walk past
Okay.
Esperis and goes towards the study.
Okay.
Did you just do the Trinity just now? It looked like you just did the Trinity. Like, all right, let's see how this is gonna go, man.
And I'll trail Luden and I'll show him to the study. Open the door. Alright, it looks like we all are here. Is everybody ready? Alright, fantastic. Finlay, if you would not mind, it sounded like you had something to say.
There have been a lot of secrets between all of us. Ever since I've met all of you, I've been, well, withdrawn about my past, about my family, where I come from, my conversations with Levi, my intentions sometimes. And I can't do that anymore. There will be no more secrets between us. Because it turns out that I owe you all everything. More than the truth, I owe you everything. And he like hesitates for a moment and he's just like, it's like jumping off a cliff for him. Cassius, he was a champion of Lady Vera, right? And I guess it started out sort of selfish, right? Like I had a conversation with Levi about it because I was feeling uneasy about it. And initially, I didn't want us to be on opposite sides. I didn't want us to be enemies because the new gods and the old gods, they're enemies. And if he gets his memories back, then he's my enemy. Well, that's what I thought anyway. And then, so Levi tells me to trust my intuition. Levi tells me to just believe I'll make the right decision. And when he got his memories back, I know you all felt it too. You all felt how different he was. And that kind of just made me more sure. And during that time, I knew what I had to do, but I was scared. I was scared that you would all try and stop me because you didn't understand, or maybe because you thought I would try and hurt Cassius, which I would never do, not intentionally. So I didn't tell you what I planned. And I took him to the market. And I tried to lose all of you, but clearly that didn't work out too well. And I broke into his memories, intending to change them, intending to erase every sign of Lady Vera from his mind. I didn't do that exactly. I mean, I took his allegiance to her, but I gave it away to someone else in order to help us, because the memories I saw in his mind, they're not what any of us, I don't think, anticipated seeing. Cassius, I saw him when he was young. I saw him with the Celestis set. I saw him with his friends and his lover. But then I saw him over these stones. These stones that were just leaking this green, toxic energy. And he was kneeling over them, and he cut his hand, and he was bleeding on them. And then he was stabbed by Savion. And Cyprian was crying and begging the gods, the new gods, to spare him, and they said they couldn't. And it was a lot. It was a lot happening all at once. They couldn't spare his life. They said they had to kill him. I don't know if Cassius was intending to complete what he started back then, but when I held his hand, he was so determined and so sure. And back when he said he didn't know anything about the Seven, before you came to join us, Cassius, he turned to me before he went back to retire to his rooms, and he said that suddenly he remembered that there was things he knew about the Seven. He was keeping things from us intentionally. I don't want to believe that's what he was intending to do. But that's what he was intending to do. Something with those stones. Those 7 stones, those stones that just radiated.
Were they like those stones we saw with Tredillion? Like the one with the Swindle Twins?
Yes, I'm almost sure they were pieces of Lady Vera.
How many were there, the stones?
7.
Okay.
He wanted to bring her back, I think.
Terraria walks over and gives Finn her whiskey. It sounds like you did the right thing.
Thank you. I'll take a drink.
Why would what do they do? What do these stones do? I know the pieces of Vera, but what was he going to do with them? What happens next?
I don't know, but I think maybe if they all come back together, maybe they can bring her back somehow. Maybe his blood helps with that. He was trying to bleed on them. I know that is what every worshiper of Lady Vera strives and longs to do, is bring her back.
Okay, so we know that Cassius's blood is part of the catalyst, right? That's why the Vascar family was looking for him. So, and then we know that the Vascar family is trying to bring back the Seven. So, Finn, are you trying to tell us that Cassius was trying to raise the Seven way back then? Somehow? And then why would someone who champions Vera, who is by all accounts a very good entity and would like not to see the world die, you expect us to believe that Cassius would want the Seven to rise?
Yes. Lady Vera has many faces. She's a good, compassionate goddess of the earth to most people. But to others, she's vengeful. She wants to come back and reclaim what was once hers. I can't imagine any god is happy about being kicked off their throne. And back when I first met Livy, he mentioned that when Lady Vera fell, the pieces of her fell into the earth, and they poisoned the earth. And with that, the 5th season.
Does anyone have any more questions about this specific line of thought? Because Finalai, you are very afraid to tell us what you want to tell us. And I do not know why you would be afraid to share this.
Because it's not right. I went into Cassius's mind and I took the one best thing that he had, the guiding light, where he gets all of his power and all of his security and everything he believes in. I took that away from him. That is not right, but I had to do it.
Look, when you play games that you can't lose, you should always cheat. So I get it. Sounds like he was against us, and that he would have rose the 7, and he was determined to do so. I know it is bad, but we can't exactly afford to lose this game, you know?
Right. And there's more. He takes another drink of the whiskey Bray gave him.
I refill his glass.
And another.
Oh, no, Samson, not that one, not that one. Use the one to the right that's already open. That one is special occasion, if that's all right. I'm so sorry.
It's already drank.
I am very confused. I put it back. I misunderstand this etiquette, but I do so.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
It's an extremely expensive bottle of liquor.
They're both extremely expensive.
He's
Just
going.
puts her hand on Ben's shoulder.
Yeah,
She's
as
standing over his chair.
Prey does this, he kind of just gets up out of the seat very suddenly and very quickly, and he stands up straight
Ludin
and
will
kind of
take
just like.
a couple of steps back, and his hand will go to his short sword.
I think, why don't we all sit down? No one has any weapons. If anyone attempts to cast a spell, I will make sure this does not happen. If anyone attempts to fire a weapon, I will make sure this does not happen. Let's all take a seat. Okay? Everyone.
I was just kind of looking at her hand, but she'll move over to take a seat.
Thank you so much, Briaria. Finn and I, Ludin, if you wouldn't mind.
Ludin's gonna keep staring at Finn until he sits down.
He'll sit back down.
He'll
Thank
sit
you
on
so
the
much.
opposite end of wherever that is.
So I said no secrets. And so I guess I have a question for all of you. And that's and he looks to Espris. If you had to sacrifice your faith, and then he looks looks over to Prey. Or your family. And he looks over to Samson. Or your home. Would you do it to save everything?
Ray just kind of looks down at her lap and doesn't say anything.
Or, I mean, I'm not going to give up the Feywild to save the material plane, if that's what you mean. Well, I mean, I think we can figure out other ways. Like, that's kind of where I'm from, Fen.
But what if there is no other way? Like, what if that's the only way?
Yes. I would.
And what's this
What do you
about?
need to say?
Luden, you already know what Livy did to your family and to you when you were young. But as it turns out, it's a little bit bigger than that. Esperis, Remblace was never talking to you. Remblace never told you to join us. It was Levi. Remblace, from what I gather, has never talked to you. Samson, you were exiled from your home, correct?
Nope. That's why I'm here.
Levi did that too. He made it to where you lost your home. Lost everything. Well, almost everything. Then he looks over to Prey.
She is not looking back.
Levi got rid of the roots in your forest. He's the one that uprooted your family so that they could be taken.
She nods a bit. She's still looking down at her lap.
I think it when Finn says that, I think Samson, who I imagine is sitting on Arete's desk, like grips the top of the desk a little bit more, and every light in the room darkens like 30% for a second. And his brow is very furrowed. And then it comes right back.
He did all of this. He did all of this to bring you to me. So that we could be the ones to stop the Seven. Because he could see in the future. Savion allowed him that power. And so he got his fingers into everything and he directed our paths to join.
Would anyone like another drink, a refill?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Hey, Finn.
Yeah?
If Levi ever told you to murder every one of us in our sleep, would you do it?
Oh, of course not. He would never tell me that. The reason he brought you all of us together.
Okay.
I mean,
I got the answer I need.
do you think I would?
Seems you do whatever Levi tells you to do anyway.
What Livy tells me is what's good for the world. It's worked out thus far.
What is the world to him? Is it any of us? Is it the ground we stand on? What is it to him? Because my world was my family. My world were all of the... My world is a forest that is dead now because of him. And if he wants to know if I would have sacrificed that for this, the answer is no.
Your forest, it can still grow back. Right?
I don't know. I don't know much of anything. Tell me, did he even care about that when he did what he did? Or was it all just necessary?
Levi does all of this because he cares. He does this so that we don't all get destroyed in the end.
All right. All right. Ray gets up and she just starts walking around the library.
Do we think maybe that we might want to sleep on this?
What's there to sleep on, Esperis?
I think that it's best if you just all say what you need to say.
Okay. Samson, do you have anything you would like to say?
Look, we don't have any gods in the wild for a reason.
You got anything to say, Esperis?
No.
Insight check.
Go ahead. I don't know how to set a DC for that. Should I roll something?
It would if you're rolling it if you're lying, you would roll a deception check.
I'll probably still fail, but
Okay, I'll roll a deception check then, I guess. It's not a total lie. But
While Luden is trying to read Espris's face diligently, I'm gonna say, hey, how long have you known, Finn? How long have you known that he took all this from us? That Levi decided he would be fate, or he would just divinely intervene in all of our lives and call it fate instead. How long have you known?
The night before we returned Cassius's memories. He kept saying I wasn't ready. Whenever I would talk to him, he said there were bigger things at play, but I wasn't ready to know them. And then he thought I was ready.
I got
How
a
about
15. Luden got a 12. Esprit seems like she's still processing and she doesn't really have anything to say right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's gone into that mode you've seen her in a few times where she's like, here's my emotion and I'm going to put it over there so we can deal with the conversation first. Hard to read. So, it sounds like this is large information for every single one of us. I think it would be worthwhile we take some time to rest, and maybe in the morning we have a conversation about what this means, about how we're going to continue together as a party. Unless anyone else has something they want to say now. Does this change things for us?
I don't know how anyone's going to be able to sleep or rest after that.
That's fair. I could make tea, milk.
I understand if you're all angry at me and you hate me. It's because of me that you've lost everything. And well, you've lost everything and I didn't. I gained everything. And that's not fair.
So we done?
Well, I don't think it was really your fault, Finn.
Luden's gonna give Samson like a what the heck are you talking about? Like look, just like a
Yeah, don't
almost
look at me
of
like that.
disgust.
It was look at him. It was Levi. Levi's a god. He knows far more than Finn will ever will.
Yeah.
He tricked
whatever,
him.
Samson.
Don't look at. Come on. Could have been anybody. Could have been any of us. He's a god. He can tell any lie, manipulate his mind. Luckily, at least he gave Finn a choice. He gave us one. Didn't give anybody else here one at all. It's only about 3% your fault, Finn. Everything else is the gods. And that's really messed up. Well, sounds like you took a big chess piece off the board for them.
I don't know. Maybe. But Lady Vera's still out there. And she's still watching. And she's going to try and turn the tide in her favor, I'm sure.
She's probably already doing that. And now she's one champion less. So I think that part's a win.
Did Levi mess up Eramir's mother too? Cause his dad to get captured?
I don't know, but I imagine that's probably what happened.
So,
Praria, we are going to help your family. Shamir is already looking in the Feywild, and we will do all that we can to make sure that they are protected and safe, and we will go in after them to ensure their safety. I can promise you that I will do absolutely everything in my power to make sure that your family is okay.
Thank you, Riza. But what's really in any of our power anymore?
That's
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is in your power.
Everything is in our power. That's the point. That's the point. We have lost everything so that everything else can live.
Don't say we.
Why couldn't Levi have done this himself? He's so powerful.
Because there
Not
are
how
other
it works.
there are other gods at play. Livy is not the only one.
Right, well, I will remind you that given the choice, I didn't make it. What I am, the choices that I did make, don't really seem to matter. And I'll keep going, I'll keep making choices, I'll keep trying. Because what else can I do?
Oh, yeah,
That's-
and Finn.
Just
By the
tonight's
way.
Tuesday. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you got it.
But tonight I'm done talking about it.
Yeah, by the way, Finn. Feels like the first choice that I've ever made in my life. Started about 7 months ago. So, you can forgive me if I'm feeling weird about this choice thing.
Would you like me to send up Apolline with any sort of tea or water or a special bath to make your bed more comfortable, or are you... Never mind.
Arya just leaves.
I think we should all
goes to
follow.
her room.
I think we should all follow the queen. Finn. Are you gonna stay here tonight? Of course.
Like at a Red Ace or
Yeah.
in this room? Oh,
No, at a Red Ace.
yeah, I suppose.
We should all go. And Samson will stand and try to usher everyone out of the room if he can, so we can all just split up, if possible.
Do you all go to your rooms?
Unless
Luden-
anyone wants to stay behind or whatever.
Luden's gonna go wherever Esperise goes.
Esperise would like to talk to Finn alone.
Okay. I think their rooms are like,
Right next to each other.
yeah.
Yeah. So, if possible, she's going to say goodnight to Luden, go to her room, bed down for the night, wait a little bit, and then knock on Finn's door. Unless Luden's planning on waiting outside her room.
He would have definitely not let her go to sleep yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she opens her door in her like nightgown. Full, like her skin is gleaming. She's not wearing makeup anymore. Hi.
Why do you do that?
Wash my face.
Oh, come on, don't play coy. Say what you were thinking.
What I was thinking when.
Really, Esperice? When we were downstairs and you had your chance to speak your mind in front of the party about the one thing that you care about that Levi took from you. Why do you do that?
When we first met, I made a promise to you that if you asked me a question, that I would never lie to you. You remember that?
Yeah. This is the first question that I'm going to ask.
What would it have accomplished to say what I was actually thinking? Would it have made things easier? Would it have helped us in our goals in any way? Would it have helped me? Would it have eased the conversation to share my every waking thought, or would it have made things worse?
I have no idea because you didn't do it. But for once, it's okay to do something for you.
Yes, and I would
Even
like
if you
to do
wanted
that.
to. What are you going to do?
I would like to talk to Finn privately, if that's all right.
Okay. All right. Good night, Esperice.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Luden's gonna go back to his room and take out a piece of paper and start writing.
Okay. Esperice, you continue your way over to Finali's room.
Yeah. She's gonna take a moment, because that was not comfortable. And she didn't like not giving Luden what he wanted out of the conversation. But she wasn't gonna lie to him. And if she was telling the truth, she couldn't give him what he wanted. So she's not gonna knock. She's going to message through Finn's door. So I don't know if Finn's already asleep or not. This would be about an hour or a little less than after they went to bed. Just send a little message into his head. Good evening, Finlay. It's Esperice.
Hey. Thought you went to bed.
I got ready for bed and then I remembered that we had spoken earlier about a prank.
Yeah, that. You still want to do that?
Yes, I do. I do want to do that.
Wait, really?
I want a chance to speak with you. And I want a chance to see you smile again. So I will do a prank, even if it makes my siblings very upset.
Just like a pause. Are your siblings gone tonight?
They're gone almost every night, yes.
The door opens. All right. Let's wait, let me get some stuff.
Okay, what's your stuff? What is this stuff?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
He goes and gets his backpack. All right.
Andias and Paula live in the eastern wing, so we'll have to head down this way. I'll lead him down towards the bedroom. Can you tell me what oh, yeah?
Are you sure you want to hang out with me tonight? Because I'm pretty sure, like, no one wanted to hang out with me tonight.
Yes, I think everyone is very angry with you. I think that's a fair a read of what is happening. I
think it's a little more than anger, but yes.
Yes, I think That's not fair. I don't know if all of them are angry at you. I think that they are all, fairly righteously upset with your god for what he has done.
In which case, I mean, they might as well be angry at me.
Okay, that's a way to look at it. What are we doing tonight?
Whose door do we go by first?
We'll say Endius.
Okay, and Diaz is the female twin.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's go inside and see what we can find.
I'm gonna put my ear up to the door just in case they are sleeping here tonight. We did not check. Are they here?
With your passive perception, you don't hear anything.
I mean, I don't hear anything. Yeah.
All right, let's go. He opens the door.
You open the door and you find this lavish, beautiful bedroom, 4-post bed with like this netting that just kind of drapes down into the center of the bed and just kind of like flows off of the 4 bedposts down onto the floor. And just this balcony, beautiful balcony, kind of looking out over into the Rose District, and the carved ceiling that kind of swirls up, and there's this chandelier that's almost like stained glass, like a Tibetan lantern that kind of comes down into the center of the room.
Is there a vanity in there?
Of course, there would be a vanity, yes.
Of course. Finn's gonna head towards that. All right.
Yeah.
He's just like looking at all the things.
Lots of makeup, perfume bottles, of course the mirror, wash basin, your typical vanity.
How often does she use this every night? Same as you? Every night?
Well, yes, there is a certain, routine. Yes, she uses makeup every morning, washing every night.
Let's mess up that routine a little bit. In my bag, there should be a few small herbs. They're like little brittle, purple flowers. Can you find those?
Yeah, okay. I'll dig through. These, yes?
Yeah, those are poisonous. But
okay.
only if... Oh, no, it's fine. This is the one I want. But only if ingested. So if we crush these into the... mix it into the moisturizing cream, it should do some fun things to her skin.
I want to stress that she does not eat her moisturizer.
Oh, no, we are not... If she eats it, she will die. So that's good. She's not eating her moisturizer. We just want it to go on her face so there's... like a rash or something. Or acne. He starts crushing.
You guys start to hear footsteps coming down the hallway.
Okay.
We need a closet. Where's a closet? Esprie's
She
fast.
has a walk-in closet, absolutely.
Of course she does. She has like the Versace walk-in closet with that lights up when you enter.
Okay, let's go. Grab the bag.
The lights turn off.
The lights turn off, and just... And like you can kind of see through the lattice of the closet. Make a stealth check. Both of you.
Okay.
Oh God.
I'm not very good at stealth. But
Wait. I can do it. Let me.
Were you gonna bless or
Blessing of the
something?
trickster.
Yes, blessing of the trickster. Thank you. Yes.
On yourself or on me?
On you.
Thank you.
Okay. And hopefully I don't get screwed. God. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Gosh, okay. Killing it.
Natural 20!
Killing
Oh, wow. And then Esperise got an 18. All right, you're looking through the lattice, and you see a servant coming in with some fresh linens, clothes that have just been finely pressed, and they're laying them out on the bed. And, she kind of like she kind of looks over at like the makeup and she kind of like sees that it's not quite in place and walks over there and just kind of retidies it up, but thinks nothing of it. And like with your natural 20, like Esperise doesn't even know if you're in the closet.
Melted into the shadows.
That's how well you're hiding. Esperise is probably panicking, like, oh my god. Finn's gonna get Finn is gonna get found. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. And like, and the servant begins to walk over to the closet, seeing it's a little bit creaked open, and just kind of like closes it, and then just and leaves the room.
Where are you? Are you okay? Where are you?
I'm right here. It's fine.
Oh!
I'm done crushing the herbs.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not used to that yet. Is this okay? Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
Yes,
this.
of course.
By the way.
Absolutely. Yes. I will. Okay. On complete honesty, I find this very stressful.
You're doing really good.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Actually,
He starts mixing it into the moisturizer. It's kind of like a very, very fine dust at that point. So he's hoping it's indistinguishable. So that way.
It's not going to hurt her, is it? It's not going to be permanent anything.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean, she won't die. It'll be fine. It'll be
Okay.
fine.
If there, I'll check in the morning. I can. Yes. I want to not to say that I've got you here under false pretenses, but I did want an opportunity to speak with you. If you're, are you done? Or is there?
Yeah. Almost done. He's gonna
Okay. Yes. Absolutely.
screw on the lid, put it exactly where he found it. All right.
Finalai, how do you avoid this touching your hands when you do this? Do you try to, or do you just absent-mindedly mix it together and get it on your hands?
No, he's gonna take good question. He is going to take the makeup brush nearby and mix it with that, and then he'll wipe the makeup brush with probably go find a piece of paper so that he can put that into his pocket.
Okay.
And put that also where he found it.
All right.
Esperise is going to adjust everything on the vanity so that it's exactly at the angle that it was, and it's very pristine as well. The servants had just come through. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a good touch.
And I'll ask Arete if she's showing any, bleeding. I don't know what the results would be from this.
I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be fun. It's supposed to be fun, right? Honestly, this is the only kind of chaos I like creating. The kind where I'm in control of it.
Isn't that really chaos if you can control it, Finlay?
Yes. It's controlled chaos, but it's uncontrolled chaos from the other side because they don't know what's happening.
Okay. And the things I want to say to you, can we set them outside of my sister's bedroom? For safety, because this is very fun.
Yeah, let's go to your other siblings. I'm pretty sure you have another one, don't you?
I do have
Are there
another.
two?
Yes, Polai is yes, Polai. Were you doing something to Polai also?
Well, yeah, we can't do it to just
But
one.
he has a very similar routine to my sister. So yes, it's room next door. Okay.
They do a lot of business too, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Well, it is also my Arete's business. They are representatives of the company. Are you? What is the plan?
Oh, I mean, if it's reflecting, I wouldn't want to do anything bad to Arete or anything. There's nothing personal, business-wise, that he looks over.
That Paula looks over?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he came out with a personal line of cologne, the Paula collection, but I don't think that he is personally responsible for anything else.
Perfect. We'll mess with that. We'll see if he has any letters pertaining to that. Let's go in.
Absolutely, yes.
You go in, very similar bedroom style as they are fraternal twins, although the colors are different based on Pauli's preferences. So whereas Endius was more like golds and yellows, Pauli is more like greens.
Okay. And are there any like opened letters sitting around anywhere?
Not sitting on a desk, but you could like rummage through the belongings of like their writing desk and try to find something.
I'll do it.
Okay. You find like his personal stationery, with their initials on them and everything, and just a selection of fine quills and some. Yes, you would probably find some business letters as well.
Perfect. I'll take a business letter. Now, I haven't used this skill before, but he did gain forgery a while back.
Okay.
So he's going to take one of the quills and an empty piece of parchment, a blank piece of parchment, and he'll just start like memorizing, kind of looking at the handwriting and like trying to memorize it in his own and write his own letter. All right, Espris, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, right now, while you are...
Right now. It's going to take a minute.
His G does a little bit more of a loop than that usually.
Oh, okay. Good, thanks.
Yes, perfect. No, yeah, that's very, very good. I wanted to request something of you, but I wanted to make some things more clear to you first so that you would know where I was coming from, I suppose. How's it going?
Well, I've just announced my new line of cologne. It is going to be, what should it be? It's gotta be gross. I had to do, like a whole introduction, you know how they do.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. You start with the introduction, salutations, etc. to make sure you are on good, stable ground. There's a specific secretion that comes from a whale that is in between the seas of Acacia and Auroria. There is a certain whale that produces from its glands. It's used in a little perfume, but if you have a high concentration, it smells like piss. So
perfect. How do you know that? Perfect.
Well, it's a base note in a
He'll start jotting down again real quickly. So
Satisha Walleye. So yeah.
Satisha Walleye. How do you spell that?
CET. Asbury doesn't know, actually. She just tries her best.
But yeah, request, right.
Yes.
I'll do anything if I can.
That's very kind of you. Well, I suppose the first thing that you would need to know is that I've never really cared if the 7 dries or the 5th season comes.
Apparently not. Apparently a few of our party members also do not care. I learned that tonight.
Well, in the Temple of Ramblers, you are taught all things end. I will end, you will end. Even Samson, as much as he protests to the contrary, will eventually come to an end. All of this world and the next and any following will end. And this is not a good nor an evil. It is just something you have to accept, and I have accepted it. But
have you?
Yes. In almost every way, I have. But the other thing that you need to know is that I am fundamentally a very selfish person. And that I think about my family and people I know, And I think about Luden and his father, and Urmir and his father on their boat, spending what time they have together, and Reina and her family. Not Reina, Prearia. I'm so sorry, Prearia. And Samson and his whole homeland. And I do think about you, Finelai. I think it is in many ways, I think, selfish and ungrateful and against everything I have been taught. I don't want to see you die. I like this world and the people within it. And so far, the only being who has given me specific instruction as to how to preserve it is Levi. It's looking very good. The signature, I think it has to be much more slanted.
Finn at this point is like looking at Esper. He's stopped writing. He's like staring at her like, Levi.
You said it was Levi who came to me, yeah?
It was.
That makes sense, I think. Because I spoke to Remblaze and he does not care if the 5th season comes or what I do, or that has always been his path. He does not care.
There's a lot I don't understand when it comes to losing things and suffering. But what I do understand is having a God who doesn't talk back, who doesn't say anything. It's one of the most lonely feelings in the world. If you want to talk to Levi, we can be selfish together.
If you would be comfortable with this, I would like the opportunity to see. Yeah, I would like the opportunity to speak with him.
I think that can be arranged. I don't know if you know this, but he kind of comes when I call.
Oh, he does. Do you know, and it's absolutely fine if you don't, I completely understand. He is not omnipresent from what I can tell. None of the Masters of the Weave are. They can't see into everyone's head at every moment, but he knew me well enough to pick me out to join you. Why didn't he? I don't know.
No, what?
I don't understand why he wouldn't just come to me.
I think Levi knows us much better than we'd like to think. Levi knows how to talk to us in ways that are not necessarily direct or out loud. And I think he saw how much you respected Remblace and how much you believed in Remblace. And so he took that spot, that voice, so that he could speak with you.
Right. Okay.
But regardless, I also think that Levi sees something in all of us. And I know not everyone else wants to hear it, And I won't go on too long about it, but I think that he chose us for a reason.
You know that they are right to be mad, though. Yes, they have the right.
I know.
Imagine
I know.
Snonk was, stabbed in front of you or something, and Livy said it had to be done. Would you be like, I understand? Or would you maybe feel negatively about it?
See, that's the thing, Esperis. Absolutely. I understand that they're going to be angry. The first thing that came to my mind when Livy told me that was, oh my God, how much are they going to hate me? And you have no clue how much guilt I feel. Because while everyone is losing everything they've ever loved, I'm gaining everything. Since the start of this journey, I know it's supposed to be the end of the world, and everything's supposed to be horrible, and everything's supposed to be falling apart. But for me, everything is just starting. When I took a step off that island, I began to live. That was the beginning of my life. I've experienced so much since I've been out here. I've seen so much. I didn't have friends back where I was from. I didn't have any friends, really. And now I have all of you. And that's what I meant when I said that I gained everything when everybody else lost everything. And it sucks to have to gain everything while everyone else that I love is losing everything. And that's the cost. And it sucks. It fucking sucks. And yes, it's Levy's fault, but it is my fault. And I love them. I love them so much. I don't know how to express it, I guess, in such a way that'll make sense or that will hit home for them. I'm going to try and talk to them tomorrow, but there's always been a little bit of guilt in me about that. But I'm having so much fun out here.
I don't know if there's anything I can say to make this easier. Because you are, I think, in a very singular position. I don't know if there is any stories that match yours exactly. But I can tell you that they love you too. Samson loves you and Prearia loves you. And if you're telling the truth and you did not know what had happened to them until just last night, and you did what you had to do to try to keep the world and everyone you loved safe, it's not an easy burden to bear. It is not a simple choice to make. What I would wish for you going forward is that you will allow the rest of us to help you carry the burden so that we can make these choices together and you don't have to bear the guilt alone.
I realized that after Livy told me everything, I just need to stop lying. I need to stop. I need to trust all of you. If I'm going to expect all of you to trust me. By the way, you didn't mention Ludin. Ludin loves me.
Yes, I'm sure he does.
It is natural for siblings to want to cut each other.
I think he does care for you, but he is a very afraid person, and it is difficult for him to put his trust in anyone. And I don't believe that he trusts you yet, and I don't think that this helped. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie to you either.
It's a long road with him.
Yes.
Still working on it. think I'm done with this letter. If you want to take a look.
Make
yeah,
a performance
absolutely.
check for me, Finn.
Do I get an
With
advantage?
proficiency, you get proficiency because you have the forgery.
Yes,
kit.
you do get proficiency because of your forgery kit.
Okay. What is that? +2? I don't know. I've never used this before, so.
But it should say on your sheet like what your proficiency bonus is.
This is your charisma plus your proficiency, I think, unless you're already proficient in performance.
Okay.
And he's like, I know what that means.
I've walked into this unprepared. I just want to create chaos.
Can I
Charisma +4.
assist?
Oh no.
Can I assist
Yes.
and give advantage?
Please,
Yeah.
please assist
Yeah, I mean,
me.
you've been role playing assistance the entire time. I would allow that.
Yeah.
Thank
distraction and
You know, the
assistance.
G's look a little bit like this, and yeah.
All right, well, let's try that again because I'm pretty sure we botched that one. Oh my jeez. Okay. All right.
Way
so
better.
It's an 8 or an 11 because it's +4, right? Wait, what's your charisma?
Charisma +4.
charisma +4. Okay. Well, my charisma is a +3. So
So on 4 on top. So 14 or 11.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you hand it over to Esprit. You'll find out what the results are when the letter goes out. But Esprit,
Looks like
it
my
looks like
brother's
it
handwriting.
looks like it could. Like there's some places where you're like, oh, it's a little sloppy here, but like it looks pretty close.
he was in
There's-
a hurry.
There's one place where the G is like really big, and there's a little one right underneath it.
Where you said you drew a G a different way the first time, and then like when Esprit pointed out the G looks a little bit wider.
Here, you fold it and put it into one of these envelopes, and we'll deliver
Yeah.
it tomorrow.
Okay. I will say for tomorrow, maybe don't try to talk to them right away. Just be there if they have any questions. Because I'm sure there will be a discussion of what we are to do next once everyone has a chance to think.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I'll let them talk. They didn't really want to talk tonight, and I get it. Like, it's a lot. But I just felt like it wasn't right to, just keep it to myself.
It's very good of you.
Okay. Esprit, I literally just put poison in your sister's moisturizer, and then I just forged a letter from... I'm not good. I'm trying to go with like the chaotic, sort of.
You can be
Feel the
chaotic and
vibe.
also good, I think.
Okay, fine. Good, but also chaotic.
If it helps, do you think I'm good?
Absolutely.
That's so sweet. I think you're very sweet.
Well, that is so very kind of you. Let's go.
You take the letter and you make your way back to your rooms, and your pranks have been set into motion.
Before we go to bed, I'm gonna give Finn a hug, and I'm gonna kiss him on the cheek. I'm gonna say good night, Finlay.
like your
Before we get a long rest, do we have time for Ludin to talk to Praeria?
Sure.
We're Scooby Doo sneaking into each other's rooms.
You can Scooby Doo sneak over. To
Oh, he's not
Praeria's
Scooby Doo
room.
sneaking either.
He's just like bang,
he's
bang,
gonna
bang.
yeah,
Pray.
no, he's
Open now.
yeah, he's. Ludin has spent a good amount of time writing 2 letters, and after he gets finished with them, he's gonna fold them up, and he's gonna not bang, but he's gonna knock on Praeria's door.
She'll answer her door.
Yeah, like, hey, do you have time to talk for a second?
Sure. Wasn't sleeping.
Yeah, me neither. And he'll go inside, and he'll put the 2 letters like on whatever the equivalent of her nightstand would have been. I'll be like, how you feeling right now?
She just kind of looks at him from where she's leaned against whatever window is in her room.
Oh, you have a balcony? You don't
Oh,
have a window.
sweet.
You have an entire balcony in your room.
All right, cool. So
just
she's
stared
just
out
kind of
the
leaning up against the balcony
Railing.
way. I don't know. They're just like, yeah.
That sounds about where I was when I found out all the stuff that Levi did. Look, when we were listening to, well, first let me stop for a second. We'll get to that. Aramir doesn't know. And so we had a conversation at the very end of his time with us, and Aramir told me that he would much rather not know these things. It's really funny. It came up in this situation. I actually asked him, would he have rather known it that his mother had been killed or not? And he said no. And now he's really happy with his dad. And that fundamental difference is really pulling on me, you know, like and he looks over at the two letters and he's like, and so one of those letters I was gonna write anyway, and the other one just has a little bit more information that I know I'm not supposed to send. And he's gonna pick up that one and he's gonna give it to Praeria, and he'll be like, you think you can hold on to that for me? Just so Aramir was the first friend I had, really.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry about all that.
No, I've had time to think about it. But yeah. And I want him to be happy, I really do. The Praeria, I am so angry all the time. You guys always pick that up. But
Just because we are not outwards with it, I suppose, doesn't mean we are not angry too.
that's fair. I'm gonna be honest though, I wasn't as angry as I would have expected to have been at Finn's story.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, you know, when Finn was talking, it didn't. Heck, when I watched him do the thing to Cassie, it just didn't. It didn't make me as angry as I thought it might have. It didn't make me feel like when he went out and talked to Cyprian. And
Why do you think that is?
At a certain point, I guess it's just it didn't surprise me. You know, Finn's gonna do what Finn always does, whatever the hell he wants, regardless of what or how that makes me feel specifically, but now how that makes the party feel. So that's didn't piss me off. No, what made me a little angry was, I think, the moment right after Finn finished talking. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting a lot more from the other two. You gave an adequate reaction, in my opinion.
But you
A
want
human reaction.
and you want more from Samson and
Esprit.
Esperis.
I don't know. Samson was, well, it's what Samson always is, you know. He's going to defend Finn. But I think the bit that he gave was whatever. No, the I guess I should be more specific. What pissed me off was what Esperise didn't say anything. Stayed in her lane as per usual. And when I asked her about it, it's very middle ground. Like she always is.
Perhaps that is just who she is.
Yeah. I think tonight was really enlightening. But I came here to talk to you because I wanted to let you know that I'm still gonna try and kill the bee. And the moment that I heard, and I guess saw, what Finn did to Cassius, everything kind of changed in the way that I was thinking about things. I've been trying to do this alone for a good amount of time. See, when we were going to get Cassius back, my plan was Cassius is a champion of Vera. Well, Vera must hate Levi. And the moment that we were able to do it, it was taken from me. See, I don't blame Finn for what Levi did to me. There's absolutely no way that I don't blame Finn for this. But who knows? He might have saved my life because like I said, I realized I can't do this by myself. And Prayaria, you're the only one who seems to have actually lost something that they cared about, because the other two are just so calm. And I can't talk to Ermir about this anymore. Not yet, at least. So I'm going to talk to you, if that's okay.
It's fine, but I think they just keep things closer to themselves. I don't think that they didn't care about what they lost. At least I know Samson is fighting very hard to get back.
Okay. If you say so. I'm not sure about Esperise. All that to say,
I cannot speak for Esperise.
yeah. The funny part is, after I immediately heard, like I said, what Finn had said, the first part at least, I wanted to have some more allies in this fight. And I thought maybe she could be the mouthpiece for that, Help me get more allies.
I see.
She's no way. I can't ask her for help. I will say that regardless of if you want to help me or not in this very what do you call it? Like revenge, retribution, whatever you want to call it. You have my loyalty. Anybody that has had the same thing that has happened to me from the same damn God has my loyalty.
I thank you.
I don't think this is going to be a... Oh, go ahead.
I do not know what I want with that man. If it is his destruction or his absence or... But I do share your feelings. And I will consider them carefully.
Thank you. If you don't mind also, I'd like to talk to you more. We haven't really talked much, and I have a feeling I don't think I'll be having as many conversations with Esperise about many of these things.
All right. I welcome our chats.
Thanks. And Ludin will go over and pick up the other letter, and he'll be like, this one I will send though. Good night, Priaria. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Luton. She'll just tuck the letter into one of her pockets.
The two of you go to your individual rooms. Is there anything else before we take our long rest? Samson?
Yeah, how does Samson spend his night? Is he humanoid for most of it, or is it bird time?
I think Samson spends most of his. I think at some point, Samson was getting ready for bed, like he was polishing off Arete's liquor, and I think he went by Esperisa's room to talk, but she wasn't there, and then I think he would have gone by Priaria's room too, but she was talking to Ludin. And so Samson just went to bed.
Timing-wise, do you want to see if you were around when Esperise gave Finn a kiss on the cheek and they both went to bed after talking to each other, or do you think you missed it?
Well, I think he would have been in bed far before that.
Okay.
All right. With that, you all take your long rest, and that is where we will take our break this evening. And when we return, Cassius is going to tell you all that he knows about the Seven of Severance.
Yep.
So, stay tuned with us. Stay tuned for all the lore Cassius is about to drop, and we will see you all after our break. And we are back. Let me actually switch to daytime now. Boop. It's daytime. All right. So.
I will say, Ludin, he's doing his thing, but he's also back in the Vardo with Snonk. Training, but he also is going to go ahead and give him some more good berries. And talk to him for a second.
Snonk, Snonk is sitting. When you go out to the barn, Snonk is sitting outside of the door. He's muddied. He's dirty. He looks upset.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And he just looks at you, and he just plumps his little butt down, and he just glowers at you as you approach.
Hey, buddy.
Snonk, mad.
Why are you mad, Snonk?
You put Snonk down. Snonk, see berry. Snonk, eat berry. Snonk, don't see no one else. And Snonk walk long time. Snonk look and Snonk walk long time. Snonk hungry. Snonk look long time. Snonk find one door. Not right door. Snonk find another door. Not right door. Snonk did find thing on floor that tastes good, but make tongue feel funny. And then Snonk look at another door, and it's not right door. Snonk not sleep.
I'll give him a good berry, and he'll sit down and he'll be like,
Snonk still mad.
yeah, I understand, buddy. Most of everybody inside is mad too. I would like to point out that I gave you the food hand. Probably should have stayed with food hand. But here you go. And he'll give him 5 more good berries. He'll be like, I'm going to open up the Vardo so that you can go to sleep. He'll look around and see if there's anything like to clean him off with. And he'll start getting the dirt off.
Yeah, there's probably some stuff in the Vardo, some blankets or something, or that you can use to kind of like, as you're kind of wiping off, he falls asleep in your lap. And he's very heavy.
You know what? Ludin's just gonna sit there. He's gonna turn his back and put his back on the Vardo. And instead of training for the morning, he'll just let Snonk sleep. He'll just clean him up. And he assumes that somebody will come out and get him whenever they wake up. But
your legs begin to lose circulation at some point, and you go a little bit numb. But you sit there and Snonk.
That's about right. That's about right. And he'll just sit there. I mean, circulation lost and all. But Snonk's had a long night, so he'll just be there for his buddy.
You all very quietly make your way to the breakfast table. Arete is, is there briefly, but then kisses Esperis on the head and says that he has business to attend to, and that he'll be back.
Arete, before you head out, I was wondering, not today, I believe, Finla, your birthday is tomorrow, right? Finlay is muted, but I think he's saying yes.
Yeah. Wait, how do you...
I asked you on the boats. Remember? I have everybody written down.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so, Arete, I was wondering if you know our private booth at the Theater of the Faces, that place?
But of course, yes, you wish to go to the House of Faces for your birthday. That is an excellent choice.
Yes, it is tomorrow night or tonight. I don't know what is easiest for you to arrange.
But just let me know and I will send word to have the box prepped for your arrival, yes?
Okay. If you'd like to join us, you would of course be very welcome, Arete.
Oh, I might actually join you.
Excellent. Finlay, would you like to go tonight or on your birthday proper tomorrow?
Whatever's most convenient. I don't really, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever, it's fine.
How about let's go tonight, Arete, if you're available, if you would, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. I will meet you tonight. I believe they usually show the usual showing, just right as the sun sets, and I'm not sure what he's showing at the moment, but I'm sure it will be riveting.
Thank you so much, Arete. And I can cover it, of course. I'm not asking you, just I can cover it.
Oh, it is our family box. It is no problem.
That is very kind of you, Arete. Have a wonderful day.
And
he walks over to you and kisses your head and walks out as the rest of you all are served breakfast. And you all notice Ludin isn't there yet.
I'm gonna sip sad Finn while we have breakfast.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, just eating paper pancakes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not supposed to talk about anything unless you guys want to talk about anything. So what do you want to talk about?
I'm very concerned about your 18 times great grandfather and where he's at. So,
He's not
You
here
didn't-
yet, right?
He's not. I wanted to give you guys a moment real quick before I brought him down to ease the awkwardness. Hopefully it did not work.
We need to let Ludin know this too, but he can't know what's happened to him, obviously. But we have to make sure we keep that very secret.
We tell Ludin that he can't know. Did you tell everyone that Cassius can't know? I can't remember.
I mean, I waited till he was in his room. Yes, I figured it was common.
Hey, Esperis, Priaya, we can't tell Cassius what's happened, just to make sure.
Also, maybe, I don't know when we'll see Cyprian next, but we might want to fill him in on stuff too. He knows we're in Dawn's Rise.
Don't you think Cyprian's gonna tell him that, what's going on? Or do you think Cyprian will spill the beans?
After what I saw of his memories, I don't think so. Because I think Cyprian wanted things to change. And I think this is the change he was wanting. At least something akin to it.
Like, he is why Cassius could not remember, or...
No. Well, he's the reason... He's the reason Cassius turned into stone. He used the will-o-wisp. What was it called?
I've long thought the Vile Weeping was Cyprian's.
Okay.
I've been thinking that for a while. And I'm gonna give Volpa some crepes. Because I've decided Volpa's here now.
Volpa just kind of like, every time you put your hand down, she does kind of like what our dog Ezio does, where she like shoves her nose under your hand so that you continue to pet her. And every time you put your hand to the side, she does the same thing again and just kind of nuzzles her nose under your hand. And
At some point, when Volpa has had enough crepes and bacon, Volpa is gonna go sit with Finn, just like sit in his lap, just to chill.
Esperis is gonna make eye contact with the animal in the breakfast room, but now's not the time to kick animals out of the breakfast room, so she's just gonna look.
Because she's acting as my emotional support, so Finn will take his sticky hands and pet her.
you do that stare, Esperis, and Volpa just looks at you and stares right back and just lowers her nose down like, come at me, bitch.
Volpa is not some like nasty animal like Snog. Volpa is a queen.
But she is sassy, and she is a queen, yes.
Like Volpa is like trim and proper and like wipes after she defecates. Like
The Bardo has like one of those fold-out dog grooming stations where like you groom her little paw pads.
And like her tail just like a cat's almost just kind of like like wraps at the side of the table, like fingers like yes, yes.
I think Cyprian wants what's best for Cassius, and I think we can all agree that this is what's best for Cassius, right? And for us.
I'd say more us than him, but...
We don't know what's gonna happen I don't know what's best for Cassius. But he doesn't really get a choice right now, so...
Well, I think he loves us, and he wouldn't want to hurt us if he didn't have to. So now I'm kind of just taking that responsibility away from him.
We can talk about that in therapy later. Because I don't know if I'm equipped to handle that then.
Don't have time to unpack all that.
Yeah,
I mean, he's basically my family, so I own him. No, I'm just kidding. I did not say that.
Oh my
maybe we should let Cassius decide what's what he loves and does not love.
Maybe he can decide that later, like when we.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's like I'm his next of kin, and I'm making this choice.
He's not in his right mind. Okay.
Samson, Martis of the Feywild thinks that's the best choice for now.
Do we think we should get Luton for breakfast, or
Is he not on his way?
Likely no.
Hey Christian, are you on your way to breakfast or like?
Oh, I didn't know
up?
you were asking me. No, Luden's chilling with Snog. He's not about to wake him up just because he thinks y'all are downstairs.
Well, somebody should go get him, and it's not going to be me.
Yeah, Luden does his training. He just assumes that everybody will get him whenever they get him.
I'll go find Luden. I'll walk out there and be like, "Oi, what you doing?"
Snog had a long night. Just, letting him sleep while he could.
Well, Snog's a pig. He sleeps 18 hours a day.
Yeah, I want him to let him have those 18 hours, right? He didn't get any of them last night.
If you say so. Hey, Cassius is about to come down and tell us a whole bunch of stuff. You want to come on in? There's also bacon. If you want to deal with a different kind of pig right now.
1 second. And he'll just nudge Snog awake.
You just try to nudge him and he is just out, but like you can roll him off if you want, like into the Vardo.
You can just carry him into the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pick him up. Or you can
carry him and put him in the
I'm gonna try and pick him up.
Don't break your back. He's so heavy.
I have some strength. I train for this kind of stuff. It's all good.
It's 500 yards from here to there. You'll be sweating.
This is the reason he trains.
He said he was leaning up against the Vardo when Snog fell asleep. So.
Well, the question is, are you putting him back in the Vardo, or are you bringing him to breakfast? Because Volpo's already at breakfast.
I'm not about to bring him to breakfast. He needs to sleep. He doesn't.
Do you need help?
If you want to help, yeah, sure.
Right. Come on. I cast polymorph on Snog.
Oh my god!
And I make him a little mouse.
He's passed out as a mouse. He almost looks dead, like a dead mouse in your hand because he is just passed out. But like his little heartbeat, because he's a mouse now, is just much faster. Like like because they breathe really fast.
Thanks, Samson. And he'll open the door, put Snog in the middle, and he'll cast Goodberry 3 times and put good berries all around him.
To kind of like make a nest.
Yeah, of good berries, so that when he wakes up, that he'll be fine. I think that's all of my first level spell slots for the day.
I'll drop polymorph, my once per day spell.
There you go. Hopefully that'll make him feel better.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Ludin will close the door, and he'll be like, and before we go back in there, Samson, I wanted to ask you something. Do you think you could tell Uri that I'm going to be sending him a letter soon, so just be on the lookout for the ship or something?
Actually I can.
You got that?
I go. It's Samson. Your boy. Lorden sent you a letter. Be on the lookout. It's coming via ship. Be there in 3 to 8 fortnights.
Thanks, Samson.
Love you.
I'm gonna say, because Brandon's not here. Thanks, man. It's your boy, Urimir.
All right, he's just gonna be like, thanks, Samson. And he's gonna. By the way, Luden has on all his armor and all his stuff still. He's gonna click the Archbane and turn it into a short sword. Put both of them down, like in his things, and he'd be like, "Let's go."
Did you sleep on that?
Maybe. He's gonna go ahead and walk past Samson.
As he passes, I manifest a bottle of baby powder, and then think better of it, and just leave that behind.
Yeah. It's not like he doesn't shower. He just
I'm
sleeps in his armor.
I just think
I'm
chafing's a
gonna-
problem. I mean, it's fine.
This
It'll
could
be fine.
this
It's like
could
a weighted
come down to
blanket.
DM discretion, but if you take a long rest in medium or heavy armor, you don't get the benefits of a long rest.
That's completely fine. He'll be. Oh well, then I
was
wouldn't
about
have
to
my
say
spell
that.
slots.
I was like, what armor do you wear?
I can wear my leather and just change it to the medium. I still have both. I haven't given my other one to Prearia yet. And by the looks of things, it might be a while before you get it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, you join the rest.
He needs his sleeping armor and his waking armor.
My sleeping armor
His
gives me
pajama armor.
gives me advantage on hearing checks for
It's just
things
all
that go in the night.
It's all just satin gray all the way down, and it has knee pads and elbow pads.
Oh my god.
That's it.
Has ever vigilant on the butt.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's got buttons on the back, so he doesn't have to pull his pants down. He can always run.
So you all return to the breakfast room. The servants bring you your breakfast and kind of leave for the privacy. You see Cassius come in and to greet you all. Good morning. I feel so much better. I feel, as silly as it sounds, almost reborn. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to remember everything. What a gift and a blessing. He kind of takes a drink of water as he sits down. Dawn's Rise, such a beautiful name, and a beautiful city, full of creativity and music. Thank Levi for change. And he just takes a deep breath, smiling, and kind of claps you on the back, Samson and Esperise, as he sits next to you guys.
We're so glad that you are feeling so well. It's wonderful to see you in such high spirits.
It's so wonderful to have my memories back. I wanted to apologize to you all first. Yesterday I was not completely forthright. It must have been that my memories were still sorting themselves out. I imagine such a taxing and complex spell takes time to settle. But I do know about the Seven, and I'd like to speak with you about them. The more you all know, the better we can prepare to stop them.
Of course. Yeah.
Be wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
As Deanna opens up her notebook. What was that, Raina? Sorry.
As Priori just scoots the rest of her crepes away and just prepares.
He eats a little bit, and and then he goes, now, I know that each of the Seven, they manifest under a different school of magic. I suppose it was Vera's last effort to mock the Masters of the Weave. My blood is also necessary to summon them into existence. A common theme, it seems. She has to mock a loyal servant of one of the Seven. Unfortunately, I failed somehow. Turned to stone and unable to continue to destroy the pieces of the Seven. Scattered and hidden across the world. While I do not know where, I do know about the Seven themselves. You all have encountered two thus far. The Hungering Mother, Master of Necromancy. The Leecher of Souls, Master of Enchantment. That leaves Illusion, the Heir of Night. Abjuration, the Veil Walker. Divination, the Corrupting Morrow. Evocation, the Salt of the Sallows. And transmutation, the Severe Duress. However, if you notice, there are 8 schools of magic, not 7. Which leaves 1 school of magic left. He kind of looks at you all.
Conjuration?
He nods at you, Esperise, as you correctly answer. The final conjuration and the epitome of Vera's wrath.
Isn't conjuration your cult, Cassius? Levi?
He is a master of conjuration, yes. But I believe in this case, all of the 7 conjure. Together they will bring something terrible upon this earth.
Now, by together, do you mean like actually together?
I don't know. It could be that all the pieces need to be together, or perhaps each piece needs to be activated in some way. It could be any of those things. What I do know is that vanquishing a 7 comes with a price. There's always a price that must be paid. And there is always a choice to be made as well. You've seen the cost thus far with your very own eyes. And it cannot be cheated. It is final. Once the decision is made, it cannot be unmade.
I thought there were only 7 pieces of Vera, but you're telling me that there are 8. Or are you telling me that there are 8 of these severance, I guess?
I believe that through all 7, an 8th being will be conjured.
You are already destroyed. Is the 8 already cancelled out? The 8 cannot be made of just 5, yeah?
I
Well-
believe... Go ahead, sorry.
Did we leave anything in the place of the others that we defeated?
I suppose.
One is still inside of Urmir, so technically only one has been defeated.
Susan and I weren't here for the mother, so I don't know.
Samson, do you remember? Pray?
Did we leave anything behind?
Wait. Priya, are you still wearing a belt made out of a spine?
Absolutely.
I mean, it could be just metaphorical. Like, if all of the 7 rise at some point, I don't think they necessarily have to be all at the same time. Because once power comes in, it doesn't exactly go away. I don't know. A lot of magic is weird, you know?
Is there a way to prevent any of them from rising, or we just have to take them down one at a time and then all of them at once? Is there something we can do to circumvent the situation?
It's a good question, Cassius. How do we keep them from rising or destroy the stones?
I don't know. I've never successfully destroyed the stones. Or perhaps, maybe in death, that is what stopped the 7 from rising. I'm not sure. I know where... I have some hints of where some of them could be.
Wow.
Well, the salt of the Sallows. I believe it sleeps in the darkest fathoms of the ocean. A creature so vast that when it emerges from the depths, it can be heard for miles. And if you remember, we did hear something. On Rule's ship, we heard something after the shock was put back in the ocean. It could have been that creature.
Wait. One of the 7 ate our birthday shark? Is that what we're hearing right now?
Maybe.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, happy birthday,
Okay.
homie. Like, yeah.
What Ludin hears is we have to get on another boat. I am so tired of being on
I
Boats.
can teleport us to the middle of the ocean. Don't even worry about it.
So tired of freaking boats, y'all.
He continues. The others, I do not know where they are. I've slept for so long. Their stones could be anywhere by now. Last I saw them, they were in a dark cavern beneath the earth with me. I was trying to hide them from Vera's sight, but I failed. And when Finlay awoke me from my slumber, they were gone. Nowhere to be found. There's no telling where they might be. Save for one. The one we saw on Sunbask Isle. The one used to absorb power from the Swindle twins to hide them on that island.
The one that just got recharged after it all had been used.
I imagine if the heir of night awakes, it could be drawn to that power, since the Swindle twins emit extreme amounts of illusion energy. It could be lured to it. The others, their names are indicative of what horrors they aim to bring to this world, of course.
Okay, so maybe go back to Sunbask Isle and
Did you have any children, Cassius?
Not that I know of.
You didn't have any kids, brothers, family, cousins, anything like that?
Oh, I had many family members. Of course, mother, father. I had 4 brothers and a sister.
But you had a girlfriend, right?
He kind of just laughs a little bit and smiles and he goes,
Look at me. Of course.
there was one who stole my heart, yes.
speaking of which,
Oh.
Ludin's gonna reach into his bag and pull out 2 vials of blood. Just sit them on the table. Be like,
Okay.
might be a good.
Love. I'm reminded.
Yeah.
Of these 2 bottles of blood. I got.
Yeah. Well, and Luda's just gonna be like, we never really found out whose these are.
I would assume if these rocks require a certain kind of blood, probably it is his blood, maybe?
Yeah, but it might just be Finn's cousin's blood.
Cassius, you remember giving 2 bottles of blood away?
My cousin? What?
Who knows? Anyway, we kind of maybe want to figure it out.
If
So-
anyone's good with blood.
I was. Oh, never mind.
So, so Cassius, so what do you know anything about these 7 of Sevens? Like what the plan is? Do they all get together at some point? Like what are they? I mean, surely they're not rising for no reason. Like what do they want?
The 7 are, and forever will be Vera's vengeance, her wrath upon this world. They are here to raise it. Almost like a phoenix, how a phoenix bursts into ash to rise anew.
Okay, this is what I'm hearing, Cassius. What I'm hearing is the stones are poisoning the land. And I look at Finn. And that all of these stones are used with your blood to raise the 7. And we know that power cannot be... Magic cannot be created or destroyed, just is. And so even if these things are destroyed after they've been raised, they'll eventually coalesce back into the stones and then rise again, vengeance everlasting and whatnot. So the only real choice is to destroy or hide all the stones forever from anyone who would do that. Yes.
Could the power be taken into something? Could
He-
someone or something absorb it?
Perhaps. I do not know. He looks a little bit as he kind of looks to you as the talk of blood, and you guys begin to ask him about if he has children, and then it dawns on him, and he looks at Finn and he goes, "I have a child. I did not know this." And he looks very like he is lost in thought at this point. And as it has dawned on him that he did not realize that he had a child.
Great. Y'all broke him. Didn't know whose the blood it is, guys.
Finn's right here. What am I supposed to do? He's a dumbass. It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. I just
Finn's
asked if he had
right
a
here.
girlfriend.
Broke him. Whatever.
It's not
Whose
my fault if he
blood
didn't
is
put it together.
Is this his blood? Anybody?
Could you take a look?
The-
Priya,
I'm still
could you-
trying to put it together.
Could you take a
Yes?
look at the blood and identify the blood and see if there is any sort of...
Catalyst is the word we're looking
Slide
for.
the blood over to Prayaria.
I mean,
We smell
sure.
it?
Just lick it.
I will either need
Tastes like
pearl
a
and owl feather, or I eat it. Either one.
I'm
the whole-
sure
the
there's.
entire
I
thing?
turn into an owl
Okay.
and let Prayaria pick me.
I will go over
Okay.
to Esperise and just be like, I'm sure you have a pearl here somewhere.
Yes, if you look... Okay, in my room. On the lower...
Yeah, he will walk upstairs and go get the pearl out of wherever Esperise keeps her pearls. He'll just take one. He'll try not to break the whole thing.
I love that. I just see him breaking the whole
Yeah,
necklace.
just like-
It absolutely shatters.
roll a sleight of hand check for me.
It absolutely shatters.
All right,
There's
let's see what
zero
happens.
chance.
She wasn't wearing it anyway.
Whatever.
Last
Probably
I checked,
never
they were
has.
not
It's
part of
probably-
her holy vestments.
Yeah, I got 11.
Probably never has.
Match
It's a,
with my holy vestments.
it's a gift from Arete. It's very precious to her.
She would
Like
care.
she's never worn it. It's a safe place.
Yeah, I guess I'll break the whole thing. Watch as the beads just fall, the pearls fall on the ground.
Not
He'll
like
pick up,
Batman's
like,
parents.
He'll pick up like 5 or 6 of them, and then walk downstairs and give prayer. He'd be like, "Is this enough of them?"
Yes, and she will just take one.
Like, and he'll give the rest to Esperise and go back and sit down.
You just cup your hands and you have pearls in your hands now, Esperise.
How many?
Just in case she needs to identify again. Thinking ahead.
There are 2 vials. Maybe she'll need another one.
All right, so it doesn't say how these things are to be used. So she's just gonna take the pearl, put the feather through it like a little quill, and she's gonna like dunk it in the blood and just draw a circle around. I'm sorry about your table. Around
No, it's fine.
the vials of blood.
I just imagine like a servant walking in and Prairie is like on the table and like smearing blood on her face or something and just chanting.
It's just a little bit of ritualistic blood magic. It's fine.
She's
Thank
really
you so
cool.
much, Arabella. Go ahead, go. Take your break. Take your break.
Just like just walks around, walks in, walks back out.
Ray, have you done this before?
Nope.
Cool. Well,
Just
praise.
kidding.
While Prey is taking these 10 minutes, I ask Cassius. So, Cass, do you think that in time, the stones, even if they've been used to raise the 7, because Vera still has a presence here on the material plane in any way, or worshippers of any kind, that eventually they would always recharge and they could always be used no matter what?
It could be. That could be. The only thing I'm wondering is, I mean, I've been gone for thousands of years, and if I had a child or multiple children, That's a lot of dynasty, that's a lot of lines of heritage that could span into various families.
Do you like books?
Just as confused as you are.
As much as anyone else.
Well, I have an idea for that.
That being said, are we just doing all this just so it can happen again in another generation?
Well, if you think about it, Cassius said that the last is the epitome of Vera's wrath, right? Well, if we beat Vera's wrath, maybe the wrath won't be there anymore, and maybe the vengeance will be gone, and maybe she'll turn into this form of, well, as you said, Samson, this compassionate, calm god.
And what happens to Ermir in this process, Finn? He just sits back down and crosses his arms.
Oromir chose to die when he took it on. That is a choice that he made. You were there for that.
I seem to remember the plan being Ermir could live out the rest of his days, but hey, maybe I might be wrong.
He's going to live out the rest of his days and then he's going to die. He knows that he picked that choice. You know that. Come on, man. It's very sad, yes, but he picked it.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I'm just saying maybe we shouldn't jump to, I don't know, killing this 8th person before Ermir is dead. That's all I'm saying, okay?
I'm starting to think that maybe the 7 or the 8, I should say. I don't know if it's necessarily about... I don't know if we can stop them rising this time. There's a lot going on and they've already started. And we need to eliminate them, but I think it's all about the stones. I think we have to either destroy them, and I think we have some people who can help us do that. I would wager that Grun and Tredillion are already working on that solution, but I think the stones have to be destroyed or hidden forever, one of the two.
Do Grun and Tredillion know about what's going on?
They've got a stone at that island right now.
But I would assume what they think of the stone and what we know of the stone is different. Otherwise, they would have told us, right?
Sounds like with the air of night possibly making its way to Sunbask, that might be a destination we want to go soon and a conversation we might want to hold. I will stress, however, that we probably want to talk to Samir before any of this. So that we might check in on Brearia and her family before we deal with the material plane.
Yo, I've got a plan for that too. I've got an idea for that anyway.
Care to share?
Yes, I do. I will. I think one problem at a time though. So we know about the catalyst, and we know that Cassius just learned he has a family line. Mm-hmm. Well, I think the best way to find people who are in Cassius's family line is to people who might be alive from Cassius's family line, is to backtrack from the records over in Saltstone. Because if Revenir is his descendant, her various uncles and aunts and all those things, and the minor people who answered the Saltstone or whatever, I think we might be able to find everyone else who may or may not have the catalyst.
So we believe that any descendant of Cassius also has the catalyst within their blood.
Yes. We believe that because the other 7 of Sevens rose before Cassius was reborn and taken out of his stone. And so there was no way to have his blood before that.
Brearia, do you know whose blood that is yet? Or what it is, to be honest.
All right, as she finishes casting Identify, she just kind of looks down where she has been writing.
Is it?
And What does she read there?
So the way this is identify, right?
Yes.
I don't think identify is gonna tell you whose
blood is this?
Well, no, it's just more like
But
Identify does reveal magical properties. So if it had something
That's what I
like the
was-
catalyst,
yes,
it may.
but
That's
that's what I was getting to. Is like it's not gonna be like this belongs to John C. Rodham, you know.
Well, I have a very long list of names.
but I do think that it could tell you if it had the catalyst in it, and yes, it does.
great. Now we
Okay,
know where a whole sect of this Vera cult is, or at least
Where did we get that?
We got
it from the dude that set me on fire like 30 times.
Yeah,
The bounty hunter.
Scorched
The bounty
hunter.
hunter was sent by Esperis pulls a notebook out from under the table.
Arc 3 notebook.
By
It was
Balak.
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 Sent by Balak, which I think we decided
Morning
was
Star.
Morning
The
Star.
worst. Yes.
But did we know anything else about Balak other than I believe he was from Aurora and he was a fairly perspicacious man. He had a decent
Didn't
amount
we
of
know-
power and it was a creep.
Who talked to
Specifically,
him?
didn't we know like
Nobody
specifically
talked to
where it was?
Balak.
I
The
talked to
Scorched
Balak.
Hunter. Did you talk to Balak?
Well, I talked to
When did
Balak.
you- Was this before I was with you?
I think so. It was at Revenue's funeral.
Yes, that was before my time.
Did you go to Revenue's funeral?
No, I
You
didn't.
also
It was really sad.
Very sad.
Did we know where he was though?
I
Oh,
don't-
Go ahead. Lon.
I don't know if you remember this, Daniel, but I will tell you for the sake. You also took something that was briefly his. Do you remember that? His goblet.
A cup? I have his cup.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind
Cool.
bidding on the
I've been
table
drinking
again
from it
for a
from
second.
years.
For years.
For this whole
For
time,
months.
it's been my goblet.
If you're able to, Samson, if you could just put that on the table, and Briari, if you want to, just crawl on up there again and just do the circle just on the cup.
See, she needs another pearl. Get. Yeah. See.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. If you're able to. I don't have any pockets!
Like,
Wait.
Esperis's like religious sacrament, like clothing, like just look like little bumps everywhere.
It's just full of pearls. I
It's just
jingle
full
when
of
I walk.
She jingles when she walks.
Cassius, I've got an idea, and I think it's something I don't want to run it by you. So, where do your talents lie? Because I know you want to help us with the finding the seven, and you want to help us with destroying these stones and keeping everything safe for Levi. But what do you do well besides hit things with a sword? Are you what are you good at? I should say.
Let me pull up his sheet real quick.
He's very kind.
Then
His athletics is outstanding. I'm actually quite good with medicines, and I used to know a lot about.
blowing.
I'm very good at glass blowing.
have you ever had the opportunity to would you call yourself a strong leader of any kind?
Of course, I led the Celesta set.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I was thinking, I think one of the thing, if we don't know where the stones are, I think if we can find people with catalyst, that's at least we can keep them from having the lock and the key. If we can destroy any kind of blood around. So would you be interested in setting up some kind of, I don't know, stronghold or such, or over at Saltstone, which is well, I don't think it was ever yours, but it's Revenue's, who is a descendant of yours, and I think it now kind of belongs to Finn. So you could go there and maybe look up some of the names and try to find some of the people who were related to Rev that may be in danger now that they know where the catalyst comes from.
I think this is an excellent idea. I can do that. Yes.
Yeah, Samson. About that, what if, perchance, Cassius has like 100,000 family members? It's been quite literally hundreds of years, right? Wouldn't it be easier for us to try and focus on finding the stones rather than finding a bunch of people that are probably related, or definitely related to Cassius, as Priaria has just told us?
I think at some point the catalyst would probably become too diluted to function. So we're probably looking at direct descendants of Cassius. And we know that it's strong enough in Revenir because it's strong enough in Fen. So we're probably only looking at people who are directly related to Revenir. No more than twice removed.
Are you...
I know I'm the last of at least Rue's line. So, I mean...
This is... And believe me, I have no idea. I'm just saying this is a pretty big jump if we're wrong.
Oh, I do think we need to find the stones. But I think we can do that. And I think Cassius can do this.
Well, more I'm thinking, can we test this theory?
Do you want to try and raise a 7?
No. More so the idea of go a third or fourth out and figure out if they're Priori can cast Identify on their blood just like she's casting it on this one. And we can figure out if that has the same, properties.
Hey, Cassius, do you think you're capable of doing that with Groon's assistance?
I can do that. You can rely on me. I can do that.
Perfect.
He'll be safe. He's got a wizard at his back, and we'll have a stronghold that we can operate from, led by Cassius.
It's a good plan.
Of course, we will want to, when we arrive in Saltstone, speak with everyone who is already there and see if that is a comfortable situation for all of them. But it sounds like a good course of action to me.
I don't know if anyone is there. Are there other people on Saltstone?
Can I do a history check of Saltstone to see if I've heard of it as a location before? Because I don't think I've done one yet.
Sure.
Okay.
What was your question, Danny? Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't remember. I don't know if there are there other people on Saltstone?
There are.
Okay.
I, as Sienna, have reason to believe that there are, but I don't know if Vespers would have any idea.
There's like staff and like people who
13, baby.
Saltstone is very well known. It's a large, grand keep off the coast of Lacambria. Not Lacambria. Sorry, of Aurora.
The east coast of Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's the west.
It's
coast.
on
the west coast.
The west coast of Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's on the west coast of Aurora between Lacambria and Eldergard.
Yeah,
I
it's down the
will
street from where I grew
show
up.
you exactly.
All I know is Ruth gave me this rock.
Yeah, let me see if I could show you guys where I grew up.
Yeah, it's essentially just across the sound from Lacambria. I know once or twice Paulian and Diaz went down that way because there's a decent population of people there that sometimes have need for luxury goods.
Right.
Somebody drew. Oh, that's probably Christian.
That's Luden.
Yeah, I was showing you. It's like in that area, kind of where.
That's where Luden's from.
We're going to be next door neighbors, Uden.
Yeah.
I think this is a very wise plan because I came up with it, and I think you're going to do great, Cassius. Do any of you have any other questions for the man right now? Of course, we can talk on the ride and things like that, but go ahead.
I do have, unless anyone else has anything that they would like to ask.
I was just wondering how Balak got the vials of blood. Like, was it from Revenir?
I don't know if Cassius knows that.
Probably not.
Yeah. But that's certainly an avenue that we should pursue because that will tell us a lot. Cassius, when we early on in our acquaintance with you, you spoke of a sort of vision where you saw a number of people in quick succession. I believe that you saw a few friends of ours, including a gentleman that we had an entanglement with, all on fire and things like this, and a man with red eyes and pale skin. And you also saw a woman with cracked skin, a tiefling woman. Do you remember the vision that I am speaking of?
Oh, you mean the dream?
Yes. Do you know, do you have any more clarity to this, or any more information surrounding who those people might be?
Oh, yes. I know who the woman with cracked skin is. That's Taya Morn. Although she looked different than I last remember her. She had, I don't know, like, it's like she was fragmented and put back together with lines all over her body.
Lauren, do I know who Taya Morin is? Well, she was one of the Celestia set, right?
She was one of the Celestia.
Do I know who that is?
She was one of the Celestia set. Everyone knows this name.
Do I know who this is?
Who was she within the Celestia set? Was she the?
She was a sorcerer tiefling.
She was a sorcerer.
Is she still alive?
Apparently.
The vision would assume. Do I know anything about? Is this person famous still? Like where they live or anything like that?
That set up a lot of curiosity for me. Thank you so much, Cassius.
Taya
Esperise
Morn
knows.
is.
So Esperise knows. Okay.
Yes, Esperise knows the answer to that question. For the rest of you, like, as far as you know, like, Cassius, she's dead.
That's your.
Because she's a tiefling and she dies at a regular age.
She lies.
Those sure are words and names you just said. Yep.
Cool.
I think Finn knows who it is. If it's the girl with the cracked skin that he saw, but he's like, I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it.
Finn's in timeout right now.
Can I roll an insight check on Finn?
Sure.
Just to see if he's having, just to see if I pick up on the reaction that he just had to cracked skin, so we can have more conversations where no one's around.
That's a 2,
Ooh.
so. Which is a 9.
Cool. I am too busy acting cool and going, very interesting. Thank you so much.
Whatever.
Do any of you have anything else for Cassius?
Hi.
Not anymore.
Cassius, is there anything else you wish to share?
Not at the present, but I have much of my memories to pan over, and if any detail I find is of the utmost importance, I will let you all know.
Thank you very much. I think I certainly appreciate everything you've done, Cassius. I think we're having a birthday tomorrow. If you want to come.
Well, I was just arranging we would celebrate our dear Finlay's birthday tonight at the theater, if you were interested in joining us.
Yes, I would love to join you all. Finn, your bag was glowing, by the way.
Oh! It must be Cyprian.
Thank you, Fa Nina, for the raid. Hi. By the way.
Yay!
Welcome.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no secrets, right? I've been writing to him. Do you want to read the letter he sent me?
Can you elaborate on who him is?
Cyprian.
Oh, okay.
Right, we would just keep in contact and, talking about stuff like birthdays and death and, just like casual stuff.
Yeah, then that'd be good. Cassius, will you excuse us for a little while?
Of course.
We'll meet up back up tonight.
Sounds good. Till we meet up again, and he kind of like bows and just kind of leaves the room. He takes some of his breakfast with him.
There needs to be a better way to do that. Just saying,
Then-
in the future.
Then telling him to leave the room.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
very
he's
gracious. And
very
understanding,
gracious.
Well, I think we just asked him if we could have some privacy.
Whatever.
Go ahead, Finn. What's the letter say?
Oh, Wait. Let me go run up and get it. Wait, I have my bag probably, so I'll take it out. Okay.
I will send you the letter, Danny. There you go.
Takes a minute to scribble out on paper. Quill writes on its own.
Yes, you take the quill. It's blinking. The gem against the beautiful black raven quill is blinking this vibrant red. And as you take it out, it just flies up and begins like looking for paper, like dotting around on the table. And you grab some paper.
Right on the table, I did.
Oh, wow, it's really long. Okay, sorry. Yeah, this is probably mostly just fluff because we've been talking a little while, but I'll read it.
And just it flies over and begins to scroll down on the paper as you place it out.
He can be if you get on his good side, right? He has a lot to say. All right, Finalai, Arun Thorn is your father. That's very interesting. Quite the lineage you have. I've heard Ruthorn is one of the best smugglers that sails the Aurorian seas. He kind of like smiles a little bit at that. I look forward to hearing about this long, long story about your father. Your words hint at something more, and I find that intriguing. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Finalai, but I do not celebrate my birthday. I haven't in quite some time. I don't really remember. It's been too long. Fret not, I shall not strip you of the trifle moments you find joy in. Thanks, Cassie. Or thanks, Cyprian. All right. I only find it odd on my birthday. I only find it odd, and it is not something I've pondered on in quite some time. No apology necessary regarding your plan. You, like Cassius, were unaware of my situation. The plan being, Anyway, Dawn's Rise, you say. Well, if you are so eager to hear the tale of my curse, ask the lovely vindictive prick herself. Oh, that's right. The Viper no longer uses that name. Heaven's Lantern, I believe she's called now. If you ask me, they should adjust it to something more appropriate, like Siren of the Nine Hells or Banshee of Wretchedness. I like Banshee. Have Cassius's memories been restored yet? This is how Finn always reads the letters. Cassius's memory has been restored yet. I'd prefer we meet elsewhere when the task is complete. Perhaps you can bring him back to Aurora and we can set up a meeting arrangement there when the deed is done. Please let me know the plans as soon as possible. C.
Points of clarification by plan. Is he referring to what you accomplished yesterday, or?
No. I was just planning on, if
Insight check.
Straight up, 100%.
I'd like to roll with advantage because Finn is obviously lying.
I would like to join.
No.
With the regular.
I don't know anything. I rolled an 8. 8
I rolled
plus
a 9.
No.
1.
Our plan was going to be, basically I had pitched that if he wanted to say anything to Cassius while he was waiting to actually talk to Cassius, maybe he could write him a little bit. But that plan didn't really work out because, Cassius doesn't really recognize Cyprian's name, so it wouldn't really matter anyway. Yeah.
Does the name Heaven's Lantern mean anything to any of us?
I was just going to ask Esperise. He's gonna look at her.
It means something to you, Esperise.
Yeah, because it's local.
It is local.
Is it? Okay, there's a couple options in my head right now.
Esperise, do you know this lovely vindictive prick called Heaven's Lantern?
Well, there are a couple options in my mind that I'm going to flip through like a Rolodex. Lauren, which one is it?
Heaven's Lantern is the stage name given to Zemelin Brayfire.
Oh my god. Okay.
And she performs at her own theater at the Votra Aria.
That would be Zemelin Brayfire, the performer at the Votra Aria. She's a great singer and weaver of the arts. She's a little bit like Samson in terms of lineage. A little bit like me, maybe.
So she's like a fairy?
There's
Kinda?
some. Yeah, she has some Fey lineage, but she's not. I don't know much of her history. She's fairly reclusive outside of her performances.
So she must know the story of what happened to Cyprian.
Or maybe she sings about it.
Well, I think she's probably the one who did whatever she did to Cyprian.
Does it matter?
It does, doesn't it? I mean,
Did Cyprian feature in what you saw? Other than, the jar and the stabbing and all of that? Do you know what he was doing?
he seemed like he was trying to make a deal with the new gods to spare Cassius. But they disagreed. They refused to do so.
We need to find out where Cyprian's loyalties lie.
I think it was pretty clear in the vision, though, that Cyprian's loyalties lie with Cassius.
Mm-hmm.
But do they lie with the Lady of Thunder?
Cassius, who now serves the Masters of the Weave, who had him killed and betrayed Cyprian. So is he happy just to have Cassius back? Or is he mad like all of us at the gods?
That's true.
That is a very interesting point.
No reason it could not be both.
Could be both. Could very well be both.
I think if we work to help Cyprian break this curse, maybe he'll be more on our side.
His side, but yeah.
It seems like we have a lot of directions that we can go right now. We might want to prioritize. Hopefully we hear from Samir soon, if there's a way we can contact him to get some updates on Prearia's family, because that is a primary objective right now. And then there is pursuing Zemlin Brayfire and her information about her friend. And then moving to Saltstone. Is that our trajectory?
That's... Look, I get the Cyprian stuff. I do, but depending on how long that takes, do we really want to spend however long that's going to be here when we could be setting up things in Saltstone? And there is quite literally one of the stones already being powered up by the Swindle twins on an island.
I think there are a lot of things going on here. And, gosh, there's just so many ways we could go. And I've got a plan. I'm going to share it with you all now, and I think it's the best one.
Okay.
Proceed.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to spend about a week longer here. We need to find out what Zemlin knows. We need to spend some time with there. We need to find out where Cyprian's loyalty lies, possibly kill him. Mayhaps, I don't know yet. And go from there. We need to tie up that loose end, and we're going to do so within about a week.
Possibly kill Cyprian and within a week?
I don't
Maybe.
think we're going to have to kill Cyprian at all.
Well, I certainly hope not. I certainly hope he'll be our friend. But we need to find out what that's going to be.
I
Now,
think he will be fine.
let's hope.
Whatever it is we
Then-
do, I am concerned about travel time getting to Saltstone, unless, Finlay, did your father give you any kind of symbology, teleportation circle, anything that we could work from in that direction?
I mean, I have this rock. And he'll take out the rock out of his pocket and he'll put it on the table with the crest of the Thorn family. Is that like a symbol that you need? Will that work? It's a really cool rock, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's lovely. I'm going to say probably, and that I will definitely need the week that Samson so graciously has already put on the table. So, yes, in that period of time, yes, I could work with your
You think you can?
rock.
Do you think you can make that work? I mean,
Yes. Recently, I've been kind of I know I'm not the fastest thinker, but putting together, what I've learned about conjuration and some other things with symbology like this. I think I should be able to get us to Saltstone if I have a little bit of time.
well, if you find yourself too nostalgic over the next week, we can always have the Temple of Remble send us to Saltstone instead. But I mean, if it does work, yes, absolutely, we can save the coin.
I think
We need-
Esperix can do it. She's
I
a
do
really
too.
fast thinker. Who told you otherwise?
Yeah, Esprit, who would dare say something like that?
Hey,
Very
Esperis,
sweet.
if you need some help or anything, I'd love to get out of here as soon as possible. So just let me know, okay?
Thank you.
We need to stash Cassius in Saltstone so that he can't be.
You don't
Please.
say it like that.
Shove
I
him
think
in
I'll
the
say it however
closet,
I
lock
want.
the key.
Okay. We've spent far too much time beating around the bush. We need to stash Cassius at Saltstone so he'll be safe, so we can work with this. And then I think I, for one, am not necessarily interested in doing anything else with the Seven until Prioria's family is home and Luden has his father and Esperis has found her god. Whatever that means. And I think we should all go do those things. And I think Finn's gonna help us do all that. And we're gonna do all that and then we'll come back to the Seven.
I agree. I know. Sorry to bring this up again, but well, like I said before, it's not a fair trade what happened, but I promise I'll do whatever I can to help all of you. I promise I'll keep you alive, and I'll do everything I can to make sure you get your family back. Pray, and Luden, that you find your father, and Samson, that you go home, I guess. And Esperis, that, to believe in you and be there for you even when your god's silent.
Does anyone have a problem with that plan?
Not at all.
I have no idea where my dad is, but sure.
We're gonna find him.
We will.
Okay.
I kind of look at Finn like, yeah, we will.
Hey, Arya,
And
you
no.
have been obviously an excellent help with the blood, so thank you for that. But also, we've been doing a lot of planning. Is there anything that you want to bring forward, or something that you think we've missed, or a priority that you would like to stress?
The army we will need. We will be able to gather them at Saltstone, yes?
Well, you all setting up things at Saltstone. I'm going to do some scouting. I believe I can find them. There is supposed to be a garden of some kind out on the mainland. I'll find it and we'll go find from there.
We will find it.
I'll find out about where they are, and then we will all go find the exact place. But yes, we will. And then we will champion them to your cause, and then we will go. Samir, we do need to talk to Samir. Hopefully in the next week.
Do we have to kill you again to do that?
Luden looks so confused.
No, I think if we throw again a large enough party, he knows we're looking for him right now. So he knows we could call him in any second, if that makes sense, based on the current predicament.
Samson, as you begin to talk about Samir, you look up and on the third floor, you see a fuchsia butterfly.
I'm going to stand up and put my hands on the table and lean over it like I've done this 1,000 times at war councils. Questions?
I don't know about killing Cyprian, but sure, we can find my dad.
We're not killing Cyprian. And also, yes,
You
everything
don't-
else sounds good.
You don't know that, then we might.
You don't think we'll have to?
I hope not, but you don't know that yet.
Hey,
I do know that.
you want to kill
don't.
Cyprian?
I
You can kill
do.
Oh my god.
I believe that we will do what needs to be done to achieve our goals.
Yeah, I don't know if that includes killing Cyprian, but okay.
I believe we've decided all we are going to decide here.
Okay.
What time is the show tonight, Esperis?
Well, normally you can start entering the house at about 7 p.m., but there are wine and refreshments in the front room starting at 6:30 if we wanted to come a little early. But the show doesn't start until 7:30.
When do the cool people arrive? Like 8?
Well, there is a private booth, so we will... I'm not particularly cool. 7:30 is when the show starts, so maybe we enter while they're doing the overture, but that is kind of rude. But maybe it's cool.
We're going to have the opportunity to talk to, what's her name?
Zemlin.
Zemlin does not perform at this particular theater. She has her own space.
Oh, no, not her. I was thinking of somebody else. I don't remember her name. Lauren, what's her name? I think because I heard from the hairdresser, right?
I'm sure y'all will figure this out. Preaya, would you mind joining me? And then I'm gonna walk off to go follow the butterfly.
Hey, Esperis, can we talk
alright.
for a sec too?
Finlay, are you alright if we leave you alone with Vulpa?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Vopa and I are just eating.
It's illegal for Finn to move.
Volpa
actually,
steals
while
some
Volpa
of
is
the-
on her, on his lap.
Volpa steals the crepes, the paper pancakes on your plate as you look away.
He's probably feeding them to her.
Yeah, Esperis will give a little squeeze on Finn's shoulder as she leaves the table and follows Luden wherever he's going. To Samson
first?
and who goes first in these "we can't do this in front of anyone else" conversations?
How long is y'all's conversation, Esperis and Luden?
Pretty quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Hopefully. Yeah, Luda's just gonna go.
I cast magic missile. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Let's do this right here. Yeah, Luda will just be like, hey, so I don't know if I want to go to a party for Finn right now. Just letting you know, I don't know if I'll be there.
That's understandable. That's kind of why I want to make here's what the plan is public so that people could find excuses if they needed to.
I appreciate it. But I'll go, look for whoever this Zemlin chick is. Maybe see if I could talk to her.
She's at the Votre Aria. She might also be performing tonight.
The Votre Aria.
Yeah, the voice of the opera, I think.
What day of the week is it? Is it like a performance night? Is it like a Saturday night kind of thing?
It's Sovereign's Day.
That means
yes.
nothing.
Sovereign's Day.
Sovereign's Day. so she probably-
It is the 6th day of the week.
6th day of the... Oh, heck yeah. This is definitely a performance day. 8 show weeks,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. You might be able to, sometimes she will come either to the lobby or out the back door of the theater after the show to greet people, but it's not every time.
That's fine. I mean, as long as I'm doing something. I'll go get some of the party gold from Samson, and
no, I can.
How much is it to go to one of the Votre Aria shows?
It's 3 gold per person.
Okay, I will give him 6 gold in case he plans on bringing anyone else.
Okay.
6 gold. All right, and he
Got
will
you, it's all right.
take the 6 gold and be. Thank you.
I also have some pearls if you need them.
I'm fine, but keep them safe. I feel like identify is going to be a spell we use quite often from now on. But
I need to give y'all a limit on that, so we'll talk about that
I
later.
have 3 left in my bra.
Okay. It's like, we have infinite pearls now! Let us identify everything!
yeah, but Ludo will be like, otherwise I'll see you later, Esperis. And he'll walk off. He definitely looks a little bit more uneasy than you've seen him whenever he talks with you. It's a lot less comfortable, but you're still Esperis. So he's going to head off to back to the Vardo and make sure Snonk's all good.
Esperis takes a moment of, should I have a conversation with him now and try to calm him down, or will that make things more difficult? And she decides, not much to accomplish by forcing him to talk about it now, so I'll meet him when he's ready to have a convo, and she'll go back to
breakfast and eat her bacon or whatever.
All right. Samson and Praeria. Praeria, you follow Samson as you begin to ascend to the 3rd floor. And by the time you reach the 3rd floor up the banister, you see it. You see that familiar flutter. Actually, you've never seen the butterfly before. So you...
I was about to ask, do I even see the butterfly?
You've never
or just,
seen...
like,
It's only
following
been
Samson?
Samson. Yeah, it's always been Samson. But you do see a fuchsia butterfly, and it begins to flutter by with a trail of gold flickering behind it. And you smell honeysuckle.
I point it out and I say, "That's Sammy."
Is he always this?
He's very dramatic, yes.
Oh.
It's one of my favorite things about him.
You both follow it?
Yes.
All right. You walk out. There is a 3rd floor balcony that overlooks the entirety of the Rose District, and it kind of has like this open concept with columns, and it's just very open air, just flowing through. And there are 2 sets of French doors that open up out into this area. And you see standing the silhouette of a familiar purple velvet cloak. The hood is down. Curly, dark hair over his forehead and his fuchsia eyes, and he turns to all of you, and you see once more that of Samir. He goes, "Samson? And Praeria." He just nods to you both. "Good seeing you."
What have you found?
I was able to procure information regarding your family. You may find comfort knowing the Shade Witch will not kill your family. Not yet, at least. Discovering their existence seems to have slaked her desire to take over the Summer Court for now. Seeing as their existence is the very reason she didn't have complete control of the Gloaming Court. A ritual is to take place in the coming days. A final, transfer of power, as it were. She will kill them in order to take their right of power. Though, and he looks at you, Praeria, she does not know that you are the last. If she kills them, and the Gloaming Court does not bend completely to her will once more, I fear her madness will let loose to chaos.
So we have days.
It's much longer for you here, of course. It's days there.
Okay.
We have months here.
Now, there are banished allies on this plane that may be persuaded to this cause.
Aye, we are looking for them.
Well, you could always seek out a former favorite Grand Huntsman to the Queen, and one of her closest advisors, at least used to be. Samson remembers the day they were cast out, and he is now banished. It would do well for you to make him an ally, especially since his brothers and sisters within the court hunt the banished for sport. They haven't already begun to hunt.
Yes, of course I do remember these names. What were they again?
I'd address him by his title, Grand Huntsman, even though he's been banished. You know, we don't like it rubbed in our faces. I'm sure you understand, Samson.
No, I wouldn't. What was it? Did he have a real name or no?
He does.
No, it's fine. Grand Huntsman's fine. It's okay. Oh, I had a that makes sense. When we're gonna bring a lot of them over here with us, when I do, I was thinking that maybe we might cause some trouble maybe some chaos afoot. What do you think? Or is there somewhere we could hide all of these people?
Are you asking him if you could hide them on the material plane or in the Feywild?
Once we bring them to the Feywild, does he think it would be better to have them get over there and start causing chaos so we can do whatever it is we're going to do? Or would it be better to sneak them in and then use them?
I think it'd be best to sneak them in and then cause the chaos. If we can organize it in a way that'll distract her, it'll let loose the forces on her side and, I believe, present an opening of weakness.
Should we try to contact others inside? Coordinate attack.
I have individuals on my side who'd be willing to help us.
What are our odds? Do we have more than them or less?
Right now, we have less. But we're
How
working on
many
it.
less?
The DM doesn't have a number, but I will give you one at a later date.
Those odds are terrible.
Somewhere between 5 and 3 million.
Do you remember that that boy? What was his name? Avrio? Do you remember him? Is he with the Huntsman as well? Or do you know what's become of him?
Avery. Oh, I know you. Yeah. He's banished as well.
Do you know where he is?
Last I heard, he was over at the Orchard of Memories.
Yes, the garden. Okay.
You know, the Dryad Baroness.
Yes,
She's
of course.
here as well, Samson. Used to bottle wine for the Queen of the Summer Court. She lures mortals and persuades them to give her their memories.
We think that we can bring her over to our side too.
If you were to approach her, you would find her at the most alluring orchards. She tends a grove too beautiful for this plane. I believe, if I remember correctly, Symphonia? A fellow druid can take you to her via the roots of this earth. Her tree is protected at the center of the tea house in Dawn's Rise. However, not quite sure if you remember, mate. But she was at the wrong end of one of your past deals and might not be too happy to see you.
That seems unlikely. Almost everybody's happy to see me.
Well, just, putting it out there, mate.
We will not send him alone.
She might need a little bit. She might just walk up and slap you, to be honest. But, she can transport you. Considering, I'd just be gentle. She's not too keen on having her tree being in the middle of the city. And trapped here with all these mortals surrounding her.
Nice. It was your birthday here. I got you something.
Oh, did ya?
I reach into my bag that I always have. Been keeping on because, Samir's always around. And I throw him the bracelet I had Urimir make.
He catches it. What does he see? To remind our audience.
It's a very, very intricate gold and platinum lined bracelet, but there's it's wood all the way on the interior and then emblazoned into it, kind of like going all around his arm and intricately woven is all these gold and silver bands that go all the way around. It goes about halfway up his forearm and it clamps all the way down on it. On the inside there's a name printed on it.
Does he know what this name is?
It's Samson's name.
Okay. He kind of looks at you and he goes, You remembered my birthday?
Happens more often here, so it comes around pretty quick.
It's a strange sensation to get something for a birthday, but I'm surprised.
think you
Do you
still have
even know
those.
your birthday, mate? He kind of laughs, smiling at you.
Well, I try to celebrate it every day.
He takes it and he will put it on. It's beautiful.
It kind of locks in place.
Locks in place, like it doesn't come off.
Like it doesn't come off. Like it's not noticeable or crazy, but it kind of it locks in a magical way.
Okay. I'm trying to like not metagame this, like if he would notice if it would come off or not.
I mean, do you immediately take off gifts you just got?
No.
It just feels like one of those, those bands that like they're a stick and then you slap them on your wrist and they go on. It just feels like, oh, it fits.
Yeah.
Well, that's snug.
Ah,
That was mighty generous of you. I didn't really bring anything for you. Well,
Not my birthday.
I did last time, but you didn't want it then. Perhaps I'll bring something for you next trip around.
I think next time I'll see you, we'll be over there. We're gonna be there pretty quick, actually.
Aye, that you are right.
Wait, before you go, did you see them? My family.
I did not. But those that listen to my words, my little birds, they saw. And that's how I know what I know. But I do have more to ask of you.
What?
He looks at you, Priaria, and he just kind of takes a few steps forward. He says, I'm not one to lie. I am helping you. To save my own home. And my loyalties lie with the Summer Court. And it happens that our goals are aligned. You are willing to do anything to save your family, and I am willing to do everything in my power to make sure the Summer Court isn't completely destroyed by the Shade Witch. And I know you don't quite like me. I like you if it's any consolation. You got a fiery, vengeful spark. Reminds me of a younger Samson, actually. That being said, I do
would
need
think on
something. I do need something from you.
What's that?
I need something from you. Because I'm about to risk everything to cash in all my favors to steal something that'll help. I need your faith and trust. I need a deal. And I need a memory.
You have it.
I need faith and trust in me. No questions asked. The kind of trust, this kind, is a blessing from a queen to an archfey. It is magic and power. And this I need. And he holds a dried, dead rose in one hand.
You'll have it.
As you say that, the rose begins to fill with color and vibrancy, and dew begins to form on the petals of the outside. And he nods and puts the rose back in his cloak. I also need a memory. It cannot be just any memory. It must be a core memory. One of family. And he looks away from you to Samson, knowing that Samson understands the way of the Fae and their dealings in memories. And he says, it is one that you will not get back.
Oof. All right. And she closes her eyes and thinks for a moment on what could be a core memory for her. And she thinks of one of the happiest days of her whole life. She remembers the sun coming in through every window in her house. All of the plants and all of the knickknacks and things on the walls, all lit up with this sunlight. She remembers the way the little dust motes in the sun just kind of like glitter in this perfect memory. And she is smaller then, as she runs around with flowers in her hair and special braids, her and all her siblings. And they're waiting outside. They're waiting outside of their parents' door. And soon, the door opens. And out comes another furball, the doctor of the forest. And he's smiling. And he kind of ruffles each one of their hair as he passes her and all of her smaller siblings. And then is the face of her father as he ushers them all inside and around the bed where her mother lays. And in her arms is little baby Gwen. And she and all of her siblings put the flowers that they've all gathered around their mother and welcome in their new little baby sister. And she's crying a bit, but that stops when she gets to hold her. And she just thinks on this perfect day with her family.
Samir takes out what looks to be like a dead grapevine. And it just kind of like that skeletal, it almost looks like a root system. And as you make this deal and transfer this memory, you watch as the vine is green once more and you see little clumps of grapes begin to form. And the color is this vibrant, glowing sunset orange. And you see this memory in these grapes. You hear the laughter of your siblings. And as you look, you feel it less and less in your mind as it begins to fade away and the grapes begin to form. And the memory is gone from you now. And he holds it in his hand. And he looks at it. And he looks back at you. I thank you for your trust and for your faith. Without it, well, I was gonna have to fight you for it, honestly.
You said I would do anything. You were right.
This will turn the tides in our favor. I promise you that. And he says this to you, Praeria, this next line. But he looks at Samson when he says it. When you are ready to come home, make an offering under the branches of a fay oak. Zinnias, violets, and honeycomb. I'll know it's you. I'll be listening. And if you happen to seek out the huntsman, he now hunts the marshes south of a cursed family of old, northeast of Forkham. You'll find him there. And he just kind of bows his head to you both. And he looks at his gift from you, Samson, and he flashes you a flirtatious smirk. And his form cascades into butterflies once more, and they float off the balcony. Away.
I don't
Doesn't
like the
even
way
say
he looks
bye.
at you sometimes.
And it makes me feel weird. He doesn't even say bye, you know?
He said he was dramatic.
How, I'm sorry I didn't put eyes on him.
What do you mean?
I don't know, sometimes I just expect more from him. I thought he would have at least go to see him by now. I'm sorry I didn't.
Well, it's fine. I don't know what I would have wanted to hear, if I'm honest.
I think we heard about as much good as we could. We've got plenty of time here. Everyone else is going to join us. And or it sounds like we'll have 2 full days at least once we get over there to solve the problems. At least that. And we know where they'll all be at the same time. So.
And we have names, people to find. We have things to do. We should do them.
I'm starting to think that Samir might be getting a little bit too much from you.
Was that bad? Was that a lot?
No. You do what you will, you know, but once you give something up, you can't get it back. And I know, I believe Samir is doing what he says he will, but
there's only one thing I want back. I will deal with the rest later.
Deal with the rest later. Yeah.
Let's just hope we get there.
And with that,
Samson's we're gonna I guess we'll head back. Samson lingers on thoughts of having to kill Samir later, but continues.
Back in the breakfast room, the conversation is, I just don't know if canids can digest that many refined carbohydrates. Are you sure it...
Oh yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Look at her. She's eating it all up.
Well, okay, just because they eat it doesn't mean that they can digest. Like, if she throws up in the Vardo, I guess if it's Volpa, then he'll be fine with it. Is that how...
Well, I can't say no.
Well, you can.
I can't tell her no. Look at her. She's looking at me. She wants another piece.
It's going to give you digestive problems. Your gut flora can't support this kind of diet.
She'll be fine. Snonk always is. It's fine.
Snonk is a vacuum for garbage.
And so is Volpa. She deals with your shit all the time.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Wow.
damn.
What a great line to end tonight's.
And with that is where we will end tonight's session. Oh, man. Let me thank all of our new followers here this evening.
Who are not vacuums for garbage.
Who are not vacuums for garbage.
No, they're vacuums of pearls.
Oh my god.
Right out of Esper's vestments.
Thank you, Dewar Die, for the follow. Do you know who that is, Danny? Dewar Die?
Wait, do or die? That sounds like maybe he was watching Breach Battles, so I assume it's Zach's brother Mackenzie.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
Okay.
Mackenzie.
Thank you,
like it.
Pure. Yeah, I get it now. I didn't realize before. Thank you, thank you, Pure Pete 23 for the follow. Hatcher Actor for the resub at 15 months. Hello, Love Doves for the resub at 15 months. Mick Bluff Mac with the cheer of 1,000 bits. Hello, Love Doves for the cheer of 100 bits. Louis the Bun for the cheer of 100 bits. Hatcher Actor for the cheer of 200 bits. We had a hype train earlier. Thank you guys so much for the hype train. Apocalypsis for the resub for 7 months, and the cheer for 100 bits, and the cheer for 731 bits. Thank you so much. Friendship Magic Games for the cheer of 100 bits. Louis the Bun for another 100 bits. JP Lucidius for the resub at 15 months. Natex for the follow. Nina for the raid of 32 viewers. Thank you so much. Little Felibiel for the follow, and Triforce Samurai for the follow. Thank you all so much. If you enjoy our shows, please consider supporting us here on the channel. If you will just support us and subscribe with that free Twitch Prime, that would be.
Does that work? Does that work? Are you You're subscribing right now.
Are you subscribing yet?
What is happening?
I don't like it.
Well, guess who the next NPC's voice is gonna be, guys?
Yes.
No.
Dryad in the woods is gonna be. I can't believe I made that deal with you.
Marriage
I want this to be a thing.
us together.
The subscription gnome. And that is what it's called.
Yeah, so Mondays, of course, we have Fate's End, which is our homebrew Dungeons & Dragons game. Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tuesdays, tomorrow, we have Breach Battles, and we are on the second live game. I believe it's Outcast versus the Neverborn. Is that correct, Daniel?
Yes,
So you
Outcast
can-
Neverborn.
If you didn't join us the week before, it was Arcanist versus the Bayou, and Arcanist won that round. And we are currently in the final championship bracket. And so tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can join us for that. If you would like to watch our Breach Battle show, that is our Malifaux 3E campaign.
I didn't realize there was so much like.
It's a tournament.
I didn't know there were so many polar opposites here on Fate's End for Breach Battles. But
No, we
I like
we
when
root
I
for
pretended
the
to cry,
Arcanist.
but Zach's literal spouse was just like, yeah. It's fine that Zach lost.
We cheer for the Arcanist. The Hatcher blood
Like-
shall reign on the
Yeah.
throne.
like
Let's
simultaneously, there's cheers and tears, and
So
I didn't know we were so polarized.
See,
and
I brought
divided.
everyone. I was like, yay, Bayou! Oh, you lost. I'm sorry.
so Malifaux 3E is a war game. If you enjoy
Revelación of you.
like Warhammer and stuff, it is a war strategy game using the Malifaux 3E system by Weird Games. You can join us for that tomorrow. We do a vote as to who we think is going to win, prediction, and if you win, you get more channel scrolls, which is really fun. And it's just a whole bunch of fun people just playing some Malifaux. It's a really fun war game. It's the first war game I've ever played, and I really enjoy it. I am also in that tournament as well, but my game is not tomorrow. Anyways, thank you, Maromberotti from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. I'm so sorry if
Shouts
I
to
butchered
Brazil.
that. I tried to make it, fancy. Almost almost got it. I almost got it. Oh, and we're also doing a giveaway. We're also it means like fit freak. Ooh, okay. We're also doing a giveaway tomorrow. So we're giving away a Through the Breach Penny Dreadful, which is a one-shot module for Through the Breach. If you guys play the tabletop RPG Through the Breach, which is also by Weird Games, we're giving that away live on stream tomorrow. So join us for that. Wednesdays we usually have our Iron Valor show, which is where we play Wizards of the Coast modules. We just finished up Candlekeep, and we are going to be starting Witchlight soon. Deanna is going to be DMing that. Danny and I don't know if I'm pointing to the right people in the overlay, but like Danny and Reina are also going to be in that as well. And we're gonna be dropping the trailer very soon. So if you follow us on social media and Discord, you can get access to that trailer when it drops. So stay tuned. It's gonna drop soon. And other than that, I think we're ready to raid. We're gonna raid. Who are we raiding? I think you dropped it up.
Land of Lore or something?
Long Lost Lore. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see. Oh, here. I'll help you out here.
Thank you for the raid.
There we go.
Not the raid,
Social.
the follow. Ordum
Yes.
Dudadu.
Thank you for the raid, Ordum
The follow.
Dudadu. Thank you so much. And
We're gonna raid you somewhere else.
We're gonna raid.
We're gonna follow.
We're gonna reroute your raid.
Oh, did we just get a
It
raid?
was a follow. It was a follow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Follow.
Thank you,
We're not
Chaotic
gonna reroute that.
Platypus. You see, they're
feeling
neglected.
neglected on Trove. No.
Trovo.
Oh no, my restream chat. It didn't.
How can we love you?
No, I'm so sorry, Trove. Usually, my it looks like my restream chat wasn't logged in. I'm so sorry. Usually we could see. Usually we can see chat. Like my restream bot usually comes in and tells me when people are chatting on other streams, like if it's YouTube or Facebook or Trove. Usually it'll pop up on my screen, but I didn't know that my restream bot was logged out. I'm so sorry. Hello from Trove. I'm so sorry, guys. Well, thank you for coming over here.
There's another follower, and they're all. They say they're all from Brazil. Oh, they were all
We
following
promise
us
we're
from-
not being mean to Brazil personally.
Yeah.
We love you. Yes. Thank you. Oh,
Another one.
Oh gosh. Let me keep up here. Ah! Thank you for the follow. Oh, Eustaquio. And thank you, Kim Suko, for the follow as well. Thank you guys so much.
We love you.
We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in from Brazil. I am so sorry. I will fix. Restream bot will be working next time we go live. I did not realize that it was not up. But thank you all so much for joining us. We love you. We're gonna raid. And we will see you all next Monday for more Fate's End. Bye, guys.